Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Dakka Rally weekend, the 29th and 30th of July,
That is
here
the
at
day.
Element Games.
Yes.
Yeah, we have had an exciting couple of days of games here.
Tiring couple of days.
Tiring couple of days, rather. And yeah, we have already completed 4 rounds of this competition, and we are entering our 5th and final round now.
Indeed.
As you can see, we are recording the game for your enjoyment at home, and we'll be plastering it around the room here at the event hall. Yeah, so what mission have we got lined up, Mr. Bridge?
This one is Purge the Foe, and the secondary is Chilling Rain, which is effectively nothing. So it is quite a simple, you score points for holding one objective and for holding more than your opponent, and you score points for killing a unit and for killing more units than your opponent in each turn.
Nice and simple, then.
Nice and simple
Nice
for
and
the
simple.
last mission of the second day.
After 5 grueling days, well, two
grueling
days,
days,
5 grueling games. It's nice to end on a nice simple one.
Nice simple one with just I think it's Dawn of War deployment, so long edge versus long edge on the tabletop. Nice and simple.
Yeah, no, nice and easy.
Yeah.
We've just caught a glimpse of one of the forces there. Well, both of them actually, a little bit.
We've got Ryan Ball's Drukhari.
We have as the attacker, the aggressor in this game.
Yep. And then we've got Alex Watson with his Tyranids.
Yeah, yeah.
The blue spotted nids, as I call them.
The blue spotted nids.
They're blue and spotted.
Yeah.
And Ryan's Drukhari are black, because that's the colour Drukhari are.
Black and green with a little bit of red.
Yes, it's highlight. I'm not
A
saying there's no highlights.
frustratingly pretty army.
It's won 3 best baited armies so far.
So far.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's done really well with it.
And Ryan's taken away the best painted vehicle for this tournament as well.
He has. Yeah, we announced earlier on the painted competition winners for this weekend. Ryan, as we just mentioned, won the
best painted vehicle.
with his Razorwing jet fighter.
The only airborne unit at this tournament this weekend.
At the weekend.
Which goes to show that flyers aren't in a great place.
Yeah. But who knows? I still like them.
Well, I like them, but they don't come in until turn 2, and they don't even move until turn 3.
Contrary to what we said in our earlier interview, that they might still have a place.
We posited they might, but it turns out I think if they moved on turn 2 when they came on the board, if they immediately then did a move as well, they would probably be usable.
Yeah.
But as it stands, you can't even get your bombers to do a bombing run
Until
you've got to aim them for turn 3.
Yeah. Frustrating situation that they're in.
But Ryan is making this one work for him. So.
He is. He certainly is. I mean, the other competition winners we've had as well. Can't not
open
mention
painting competitions.
Yeah, we can't not mention Sam's Gaunt's Ghosts
Very
squad.
lovely painted little squad.
Absolutely
there,
lovely.
yeah.
The tattoos are what did it for me.
The squad was was the tightest of the categories for me, because there was 2 very nice squads.
Yeah, we were very much torn between the Gaunt's Ghosts and some Leagues of Votan Pioneers.
Yeah, Pioneers on bikes.
Yeah, they were really, really nice.
Slightly converted and nicely based as well.
Subtly enough. And lastly we had Dan Williams with his Green Knight Space Marine conversion.
A Primaris Green Knight.
Yeah, it was quite cool, taking on a little old world twist to a 40k model.
Yeah, and
Awesome.
Nicely freehand painted as well.
Yeah, and it looks as though our players are almost deployed.
I don't think you're correct there. That's
Really?
about halfway.
We're about halfway, do you reckon?
That's halfway to a Tyranid army. They're quite large.
Well, you've actually had the pleasure of playing
I
both
have
of
had
these
the pleasure
players.
of playing,
Yeah,
yeah. Tyranid army it's changed a little bit since I played it. Lessons learned from the previous tournament where I was a player, not a TO.
Yeah.
More zoanthropes have appeared.
They seem to have doubled.
They have doubled since the last tournament.
There has been another spawning of them.
And I know a brood of Carnifexes with Old One Eye as well.
Yeah, significantly fewer of the little Gribblies.
Yes, less
I
of
seem
the
to remember some
squads and
Gene-Stealers
swarms,
last time.
more monsters. Which does seem to be how Tyranids are going.
Ooh, and we've just
one
had a
or
drop
the
of a
other.
model on the board, and that was an involuntary reaction to that. Entirely.
That was a little bit of sympathetic pain.
There was something primal.
Yeah, sympathetic pain for a Tyranid Prime losing
I felt
an arm.
everybody around this board have something break inside of them, and not just the Swarm Lord itself. Yeah. No, it seems to be. It's actually
another monster.
another monster. What are we on?
That's an Exocrine.
Nope, we've got the execute going on. It's actually a very nicely painted Tyranid army. The sheer amount of dots.
Yeah,
on
well,
that
for
force
me, this would have been my vote for best painting, I think, if I was here at the tournament and not running it.
Yeah, that's it. So for those that don't know, when we do our best painted army nominations, we go around and nominate usually 5 or 6 entries, and then we leave it to a player vote to decide who's the preferred force.
It's a popular vote for which one is best painted.
Yeah, and I almost slipped up and announced the winner already, but we're not doing that.
We're not doing the winner
this
until
round.
the end of the tournament.
So I'm glad I caught myself.
Indeed. Yeah, so another big Gribbly going down. I can't remember what that one is called, but it's the one with the really big gun.
The Tyrannofex.
I don't think... Is it?
Tyrannofex?
Okay, fair enough. I'll take your word for it. All
Yeah.
I know is that the gun is basically a big anti-tank gun.
Cool. And then we've got the
And then on
Drukhari
Ryan's
side.
side,
We've
yeah,
spoken a lot
obviously.
about the Tyranids.
He's got... Obviously, you can't start talking about Ryan's army without immediately talking about the converted Tantalus.
The converted Tantalus is there. So
which
not
is
only
made out of 2 Tantaluses.
or Tantali. is the
2
plural,
Tantali, as the Drukhari like to say.
Yeah, it's a lovely conversion
It
with
is.
its tiered throne.
And as a centerpiece model, it has clearly pushed his army to a higher standard.
Absolutely, especially with the entire Archon's court on top of it.
Yeah, he's got his whole Archon's court in
Whole
there with
court
a
going
bit
on.
of everything in it.
Yeah.
He's gone a very classically narrative Drukhari list, which turns out to work quite well on the table.
Well, it's been working well for him this weekend, that's for sure. Because the rest is full of raiders, ravagers, venoms, all filled with...
Filled up with all sorts. Cabalites in the raiders,
Cabalites.
and the venoms are full of incubi with Drazar, which are quite punchy, as everyone
Just
should
a little bit.
probably know.
We'll see how they do carving up these bugs.
They are fragile, though.
They are a little bit fragile.
So the Eldar, the Dark Eldar in this matchup, I think, are the fragile but punch harder. So it depends on which wins out, really. Whether against the Tyranids,
Unstoppable
which will be,
force, the immovable object.
Well, the Tyranids are all quite high toughness.
They are. It's a very high toughness army. We've got a lot of big
The
Gribblies, lots
monsters
of
are
warriors.
10 or 12 toughness across the board.
Yeah, I can only so far see 2 units of infantry in the Barbagorts and some Termagants. So it's
Well, he's got
very
the little,
much...
I don't know what they're called. The little squad right there behind the zone throw.
The Termagants.
Oh, they're Termagants.
Yeah.
Sorry. There's 2 Barbgons.
2 Barbagorts.
Yeah, there's another squad over here at the corner.
Wonderful. And we've just been given a thumbs up by our players.
Round
We're
one
just
begins.
about to decide who's going to go
The
first
roll-off.
this game. Fantastic. Okay, so
It looks like Tyranid player going first.
very exciting. Racking
Both
up those
players go up
CPs.
to a command point each at the beginning of the turn. No, I believe you have to redraw that one in the first turn. That one you can definitely do in the first turn.
Okay, so we've drawn extend battle lines and storm hostile objective.
I do believe you redraw storm hostile objectives.
This secondary mission cannot be achieved in the first battle round.
You
If you've
redraw
drawn it,
that one.
redraw it.
You shuffle it back
And
in,
you
draw
shuffle
another.
it back into the deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Capture enemy outpost.
Okay, so we've drawn capture enemy outpost.
Yeah, so
Fantastic.
is that his home base objective?
Uh,
I believe
so, yeah, so capture enemy outpost. You're looking to take a objective from your opponent. So in this turn,
No, that's,
oh no, this
that's
is
their
get
home
the
base
home
objective.
base objective, isn't it?
Storm hostile objective is to capture one.
Ah,
off your opponent.
okay. So that is going to be a rough one for
It's
the
going
first
to be
turn.
very hard to score in the first turn. You would say probably as hard as storm hostile objective in the first turn.
Yeah.
Incidentally,
You absolutely would.
but
And
doesn't have the clause to redraw in the first turn.
no,
So, Tyranids player Alex has been a bit unlucky with that draw.
a bit unlucky, but it is a hard objective, and he can certainly burn it at the end of his turn for a CP.
He can keep it for a CP at the end of his turn, and he
So-
can definitely extend battle lines. That will be a guaranteed score this turn.
Yeah, no, that's a nice simple one for him to do, which makes up
Well,
for the loss
somewhat.
with
You'd rather score
capturing
everything
the
every
outpost.
turn, but you know,
Well, I'd
can't
sooner have
everything.
the
Can't have everything.
get the difficult ones out of the way, get an extra CP.
Yeah, get a CP for it, so it's not a total waste, unless you choose to spend your CP now and redraw, which he's
Yeah.
not chosen to do.
No, no.
Which he has not chosen to do. Doing a bit of measuring.
Those battle lines are moving forward.
Yeah, he's just planning out where he's putting stuff to see what his lines of fire will be. moving into the building so that he can then see out the other side of them, I presume.
Well, with the ground floor, we've been playing the ground floor his entire line of sight blocking this event.
Well,
so,
I'm not sure they are because he's moved into that building there and then measured. What was he measuring if not shots?
I guess we'll find out in a bit.
Well, we'll see.
Fantastic.
This is always the fun of a large model count army, isn't it?
Well,
Trying
true.
to jam them in underneath a building.
I mean, given the amount of 40 mil bases on the board, it's quite a large army given
Yeah.
what we usually come
Even
to
with
expect.
a, even with a moderate model count, it would be a large army. The zone throats, as it happens, he were the unit I believe he thought performed best at the last tournament.
Right.
And they all have, it's not quite a las cannon, but it's a 24-inch range las cannon, effectively.
Great.
As a shot. And they have an alternate fire version that has more attacks.
Okay.
So they're quite a versatile shooting unit for a psychic unit. So I think that's why he's ended up with 2 units of them now, because I think the Tyranids do suffer a little bit with shooting at the moment.
Yeah. And we've got a spearhead of Carnifexes just rolling up the board now.
With old One Eye in there.
With all one eye.
Missing the Screamer Killer from this lineup, sadly. Would have been nice to see that model on the board.
Yeah, I do love that model. The Angry Crab.
The big angry crab.
The big Angry Crab.
I'm not sure what the rules are like. Never looked at it.
Just beat stick in combat, really.
Hopefully, yeah.
Just
Something
an
like a
absolute beat
dreadnought.
stick. Yeah, similar so.
Exocrine staying still back there, because I believe its shooting does get better if it stands still. It might not. It might just not need to move.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got the little infiltrator there in that building, currently in shot.
Yep, that licked it.
Is it a lictor? I thought it was a. I'm not sure what it is, to be honest. Failed his save, taking 7 damage. And that is the total first turn for the Tyranids. That is the end of the turn.
Fantastic.
Move up, shoot a little bit, hide
Shoot
a
a teeny
lot.
tiny bit. Yeah. Get prepped for vengeance.
Yeah, he does score extend battle lines, as he says. He's got his home objective and he's picked up 1 in no man's land.
Yep.
So that's 5 points. He's discarding his capture enemy outposts to gain a CP.
I've got a little bit of deliberation on command points. Sadly, well, I say sadly,
They're
Alex has already gained a
they're
CP.
just discussing the discard
Yeah.
an objective to gain a CP, because Ryan's never done that.
Yeah, Ryan tends to move quick and score.
Ryan tends to score everything he gets.
But no, the issue here was that Alex had already gained a CP earlier in the
did
turn.
he?
Yeah,
How did he gain a
so
CP?
at the start of the turn, I believe it's a
He gained
swarm lord
1.
ability.
Oh, is they gain another one
Yeah,
in addition to the one
in
you
addition.
get per turn.
Yeah, so
In which case you can't gain another one from discarding.
sadly. So
But he saved 1 by not having to spend 1 to discard at the beginning of the turn.
yeah, absolutely.
And now we begin the Drukhari turn 1. And hopefully we'll see some interesting objectives.
An equally awkward turn for Ryan.
Is that what
It
he's
would appear.
pulled?
We have area denial. That one, that's a nice, easy one. It's his job's done for him.
It's a funny one, that
I
one,
know.
because I always assumed that would be one of the ones that you weren't allowed to score in the first turn.
Yeah,
But it's not. You are allowed to score it.
absolutely.
It's worded a little awkwardly, but you are allowed to score it.
It is. I mean, it does require you to get a unit towards the centre
You
of the
have
board
to have
as well.
a unit in the middle of the board to
it's
score it. Yeah.
not as simple as keeping it clear, but if there is an army that can get that done, it is the
Well,
Drukhari.
it's the second half of that one that I find confusing, because to score the maximum, obviously you have to have a unit in the middle of the board.
Yeah.
But to score the smaller amount, your enemy has to have a unit near the middle of the board, but not quite in the middle of the board. That's why it's just a little strangely worded. Your enemy has to have one within 6, but not within 3 of the middle of the board. So if the middle is just empty, you don't score it at all.
How awkward.
Very strange.
Very strange.
I ran into it at the other tournament. That's why I know this rule so well.
I've never even considered it before.
Because
But
I
the
thought
more
you
know.
just had to clear out the middle of the table to gain area denial. But that's not the case.
Not at all. And his
Unless it's been errated in the tournament pack that's come out. I haven't read that one. It only dropped on Wednesday.
What a fantastic thing to admit while we're running a tournament.
It dropped 3 days ago. It's not active for this tournament.
Brilliant. And his second one is to counter the awkward one that Alex drew, behind enemy lines.
All right. So what does that one require him to do? two units behind enemy lines?
1 or 2.
Is it 1 or 2?
With the
okay,
second
so
scoring
the smaller
a few
one is
more.
1 unit.
Absolutely. If at the end of your turn only 1 unit from your army, excluding aircraft, then you earn 2 victory points instead of 4.
Right.
Yeah.
So it doesn't even score to 5 then?
Yes, it does. Because if you're playing tactical, each
You
one
get
of
an
those
extra
halves
point.
is an extra point.
Yes.
If you're playing tactical.
So you can get 5 by getting 2 units back
Yeah.
there, or 3 for 1 unit.
Yeah. However, if I know Ryan well enough, he'll have a way to get to the back of this board.
Well, not first turn I would have said
First turn might still be tricky for Drukhari.
it would be tricky, yeah, even for Drukhari, because the Tantalus no longer has its advance and charge a crazy amount across the board, like 9th edition.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
He looks like he's going straight for that area denial, though. He has jumped that straight into the middle.
Well, that's his area denial done. Doesn't have to worry about that anymore.
So long as he's wholly within 6 of the middle. Give me a look from across the table there to make sure that I saw him measuring that.
I suppose this is the only issue with us recording so close to them, is we can,
They can
inadvertently,
hear what we're saying.
inadvertently hear us.
Yeah. I'm accidentally giving him tips, aren't I?
Yeah, we need to be careful of that. We don't want to give either player an advantage.
Okay, fair enough.
And here is that Tantalus that is oh so difficult to move, but looks so good.
It's very large.
It is a very large model.
And yet not Titanic.
And yet not Titanic.
Yeah, not towering.
Well, it's long rather than tall, isn't it?
Well, I suppose so, but, you know, lie a knight down,
Lion Eye down.
it's about the same size.
Yeah.
And how big's the transport capacity in a Tantalus?
Oh,
Fairly large. And every single one is a firing deck, I believe. 20 models, 40 models? Something like that. I don't know if Ryan's filled up. I think he's only got his Court of the Archon in there because he feels that that's more appropriate.
appropriate use.
Yeah.
His Archon doesn't share.
His Cabalites riding the Raiders.
Right, looks like we've done with the moving. We're starting to enter the shooting phase. We're going to start actually seeing some units get removed with a bit of luck.
You want units to get removed?
Well, I just like a bit of action.
Fair enough.
That's all.
Yeah. Where's Ryan going first then? No, still doing a bit of movement.
Oh, slight adjustment with that Ravager.
You do have to be careful with your movement. It's my opinion that you win a Warhammer 40k game in the movement phase.
Absolutely. And sometimes it can be easy to forget. We've got little ascertain sheets under the terrain just to determine the outline of buildings. And I've done it several times where I've cost myself shooting by just not paying attention
Just not
to where
being
that bit
quite
of,
far enough out.
that
to see.
sheet is.
Yeah.
So it's always worth double checking when you get a second.
Yeah, the sheets are there to ensure consistency across every table at the tournament, regardless of what the actual terrain is on top.
Yeah, I mean, we're very, very grateful that Element have been able to provide us with all this terrain.
Yeah, absolutely.
It just, the only issue is the lack of uniformity with it. But the ascertain does help fix that issue.
Unless you invest heavily into the exact same terrain set over and over, this is the next best.
This is the next best thing.
Here we go, shooting. Ryan's got some sustained hits, so every 6 is getting him an extra hit. That's why he's gained 3 instead of 2. Wounding on 3s.
Yeah, it looks like this is the Venom and the Incubi softening up that Lictor on the flank of the board.
He's only at -1, but it looks like 2 have gone through. That's 4 damage. 2 per gun.
So the Lictor's been hurt by 4 wounds, down to 1 now. Oh,
That's left the Lictor on 3 wounds.
Left on
the
3,
original
that's
7.
fantastic.
Yeah. Splinter cannons, 2 damage. And
2
the
damage.
poison rule.
That's it. And the Lictor is infantry in this case. According to Alex, but it looks like he's got a large charge lined up.
Looks like
with,
Alex is using the feel no pain stratagem on his Carnifexes. So he's picking up, I believe, a 5-up feel no pain on those Carnifexes.
I mean, they're hard enough to kill as it is, but
Well, that's where I think we both agree that's where you use your resilience stratagems.
100%.
Add it on top of the things that are hard to kill. For a start,
Absolutely.
it disincentivizes Ryan from targeting them any
Yeah.
further.
Yeah. He knows he's going to lose at least a third of any damage that does go through the armor save.
And he saved it.
He did.
2 normal saves coming in from a Shredder, which is effectively a Dark Eldar Flamer.
Yeah. I'm interested to see this.
One Carnifex is now down to 7 wounds. Brilliant. From 8.
Well, 7 to go. And then 8 to go. And then 8 to go.
More shooting. I don't know, does Old One Eye have more wounds?
I mean, we can certainly find out. The new Warhammer 40k app should give us the answers to that one. See if we can find Old One Eye. There we go. 9.
9,
There's
so
one
you got
more.
an extra wound.
There you go.
That makes sense. He's a tough old Carnifex.
Yeah. We've got some Incubi and
because
Drazar.
the Carnifex have been shot at and wounded, they get to roll a d6 and move that many inches.
Brilliant.
Which is why they've moved up further onto that objective now.
Fantastic.
In his opponent's phase. Nice rule that. The Berserkers also share that rule.
Right.
Corn Berserkers.
Yeah, I've only managed to play World Eaters once, and that was at our last event, and there wasn't a single
didn't have any
Berserker in the list.
But I have spoken to that player since then, and he's coming to the Dakka Doubles, and he's bringing Berserkers.
Yep. Yeah, I had a quick chat with him before.
Which I'm looking forward to seeing.
Yeah, absolutely.
We have got Berserkers at this tournament.
We've got loads of Berserkers in this tournament.
Yeah. We've got a World Eaters player with 2 Land Raiders and a lot of Berserkers.
A lot of Berserkers. Now, I'm curious about why Drazar and the Incubi hopping out of that. Because I'm not sure how they'd fare against 3 Carnifexes. And I'm curious.
Question, but I think he's planning to charge with them.
I think he is. He is. But it could be either the Lictor.
I think it's the Lictor.
Which is definitely overkill.
Yes.
But at least it's definitely dead.
I mean, but at some point you don't have much choice over what you're charging because the unit's in your transport and it's on that part of the board.
Yep.
So it's only got Carnifexes or a Lictor to go.
Carnifexes or a Lictor.
And which would you choose?
And there's part of me that really wants to see Drazar try and carve
up Old One Eye.
Carve up Old One Eye,
That would be a fun fight.
That would be a brilliant fight.
We'll see if Ryan decides to play like that. A lot of shooting coming out of the Dark Eldar. This is their forte.
Yeah. Yeah, Ryan is a big fan of using these as gunboats rather than only as delivery mechanisms.
Well, the Kabbalites don't do an awful lot on foot,
they don't.
to be fair.
They don't.
They do have more objective control on foot, to be fair. That's the only thing they get.
Yeah, well, this is the balance you're going to play when you're playing lots of transports.
Yeah, that's a choice you make.
The guys inside are safe, but...
but you're not going to control the objectives if anyone tries to contest them. Whoop. So 4-up saves, taking 2 more damage.
Nope. These Barb Gaunts are taking some hits. Down to a single Barb Gaunt remaining.
Well, they only have 2 wounds. They're only toughness 4, and they only have a 4-up save. So
Right.
they're not particularly tough to kill. They're just big gaunts.
Well,
but the gun they have has the big -2 to move, advance, and charge.
Ah,
which
right.
is why you take them, and then you do D6 shots each. And you can
amount of
split
hits.
fire a squad 5 ways, doing D6 shots each, and all you have to do is hit.
See, that's an odd one, that one, because there's we're both Space Marines players, and we've seen the Storm Speeders as those force multipliers. But they only ever get to select one of the targets that they've shot.
It's on the main gun, isn't it?
Yeah.
They get that rule, yeah.
Whereas the Barb Gaunts, they're spreading their love.
There's just the same profile repeated 5 times in the squad, or 10 times if you want to take 10, I suppose. But yeah, I don't begrudge them. Yeah, the Feel No Pain will be for the whole phase. He's played that stratagem, it will last the whole phase, at least the whole phase. I imagine no more than the whole phase. So Ryan's now choosing the firepower coming out of his Raider. He's putting the small guns into the small enemies and the big guns going into the Carnifex as well as doing. It's an interesting choice because he's just seen those Carnifexes move after getting shot, and that triggers every time you wound them. Yeah.
That I didn't know.
Yeah. Same for the Berserkers. Same for the Berserkers. They can move a long way if you don't kill them. And you are allowed to go into an engagement range while doing that.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So
you can circumvent a charge and put yourself into safety by wrapping someone into melee with yourself.
Fantastic. Now it's
Well, we'll see if it comes out now. If these Carnifexes don't die, we'll see if it happens.
well, with a good roll, I can't quite judge the distance between Jazar and his mates.
Jazar might get wrapped up in combat with Carnifexes and have no choice about what happens here. And if that happens, Jazar won't get his... I don't know if he still has a bonus on the charge, but if he does, he won't be able to get that.
No.
We're charged. 2 saves. Saved one. 1 Gaunt dies.
Well, he's I wouldn't say somewhat limited. You've played Alex before. The Tyranid warriors, they're infantry, right? Are they?
Yes, I think so.
They are. So
they're basically heavy infantry.
yeah, he still has a plethora.
They're not
of
monsters.
Yeah, he's still got plenty of targets for his poisoned weapons.
Poison, yeah. They are quite the unit in melee.
Right.
Yeah. In the game I played against Alex, he charged them into a Redemptor Dreadnought and killed it in one attack.
One swoop.
One swing, yeah.
One fell swoop.
And as we know, Redemptor Dreadnoughts are pretty tough to kill now.
They are a favourite of mine.
Well, there's an Ultramarines list at the tournament this weekend with 3 in it.
Oof.
Yeah. Three more Gaunts have died to Splinter Cannon with sustained hits. So got more hits and wounds than the shots it originally had.
I suppose I can understand why Ryan's getting this done with these gaunts now. As soon as he starts stripping down those little gribblies, it's the big stuff that has to hold them.
Well, yeah, they're an objective holding unit, really. Probably. I mean, obviously I can't read Alex's mind, but they're most likely to be used for objective holding.
Yeah.
Although they would handily kill Cabalites if they were in the open.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like a...
We've lost a Carnifex.
Has died.
There we go. Ryan's Tantalus is opening up now.
This is Ryan shooting out of another Raider.
Oh, this is Tantalus.
Is this the Tantalus?
Oh, is it?
Yes, Shard Carbine is in the Archon court, so
right.
It must be. It's that or Scourges, so it must be the court of the Archon. Alex is doing really badly with his.
He's having no luck with these saves this round. Yep, it looks like a good amount of overkill is going in those termagants right now.
Shard Carbines have a lot of shots.
Yes, they do. Power from pain keeps them so reliable.
Rerolls for the Drukhari.
We're both big users of the Oath of Moment.
Well, Oath of Moment
but
a very strong ability.
Very strong ability with this power from pain.
I don't want to come out and say overpowered, but
it's
apparently
good.
I just said it. Gone in again. So the Carnifexes have been wounded again. Here come the disintegrator cannons from the Tantalus. Presumably at the Carnifexes again. Is Power from Pain just a flat reroll to hit? That's strong.
Yeah. When you think Oath's against a single target,
Oath is strong because it gives you both wounds as well.
it does. And I'm going to be honest, the wounds is what I get more value out of.
Wounds is almost always a more powerful roll to reroll wounds. That's why the change to twin linked is both a little logically strange,
Yeah.
but quite strong.
Mm.
Here comes 6 armor saves.
Oof.
So that's 1 Carnifex dead. And passes 3 of his feeling pains on the 3rd Carnifex. So Old One Eye is down 1 wound to 8, the same as the other Carnifex. But that is a
solid round
a
getting
blow,
stripping.
but 2 Carnifexes dead in the first.
2 Carnifexes. Yeah.
I'm wondering why Alex isn't rolling to move those Carnifexes down.
Well, maybe there's a plan. If there isn't, we can certainly check it out.
He's charged his Venom into the Lictor,
Okay.
which is a common tactic from Ryan, charging the transport first.
It's a
Absorb
habit.
any Overwatch.
Yeah, it's definitely keeping with our habit.
Yeah.
I mean, perhaps the reason we're keeping all One Eye and the Carnifexes back is to ensure that we've got that centre objective.
Possibly. Or just the counterpunch next to.
Yeah, I mean, each Carnifex is OC3.
Well, there's only 1 left now.
There is sadly only 1 left.
The Lictor has now been charged by Drukhari.
Sadly, I'm not sure that Lictor's getting away with it.
I feel fairly sure that Lictor is dead, yeah. Looks like he's doing a heroic intervention with his Tyranid Prime.
Yeah. Oh. Got some discussion about possibly heroically intervening.
Possible, yeah, but there's a Venom in
Hive
the way of the
Tyranids.
real juicy target, which is the Incubus squad.
Yeah, it is.
So
I'd almost be tempted to do it though.
I probably would as well. You just want to get your weapons in there now.
Yep.
If you kill the Venom, you've at least killed the Venom.
Well, this is it. Then you've got your consolidation.
Consolidate, or you
Help
can
locking
charge them
things
the
in
next
place.
Turn, because it is Alex's turn coming up after this.
It is.
So
It is. It's a nice soft target of Venom just to get a quick, easy kill.
Yeah.
Especially when we're comparing numbers on the amount of units killed.
True.
At the minute, Ryan's the first one to have killed a unit with his termagants,
Yeah.
which is going to leave him an extra 4 points up at the end of this turn.
Well, it's 4 points for the first unit kill and 4 points for more
Yeah.
than your opponent as well. So 8 points up for grabs just on kills. How's this fight gone?
The Lictor's gone by the looks of it.
I think he's determining the toughness and the save. Here comes Ryan's attacks. This is the Incubi squad leader, the Clayvex. His twin links, so he gets to reroll all his wounds. Strong result.
That's it. So those rerolls to wound. It makes even something that's not typically a strong hitter.
He had a 4 up in one, so he saved 2 of those. So
Brilliant.
he's still alive. But
Just
that's
about.
That's just one model that's attacked.
That's one
so
model.
far.
The rest to
it's
go.
not even Druzar.
No.
It's just one Incubus. Are they still called Incubus, or are they Incubi
Incubi.
even singular now?
That's a good question. I'm going to look it up.
Okay. You do that. The the lictor has been killed. Ryan's picked up another pain token for killing a unit,
Yeah.
which is the Drukhari army detachment rule. I think.
Apologise, I'm still trying to find out whether incubi is
Is it singular or plural?
singular or plural. I have my priorities right.
Yeah, of course you do.
Incubi is the singular.
Even singular.
Even singular.
Interesting. Because I'm sure I bought them way back in the day, and they were incubus on the box.
I mean, it could quite well be that they're just
But
referring to
them
them
in
as a plural.
blister. We're just having a little discussion now about the primary mission. 8 points, we believe. Looks like both players have killed at least one unit, and Ryan's killed more, so Ryan's taking 8, and Alex is taking 4.
Yep.
Discarding behind enemy lines.
Getting that CP up. Yeah, absolutely should. You're right, Ryan.
Having the centre of the board
Yeah.
himself.
Ryan's just been calling over to us to make sure we're keeping the scores up.
Yeah, 5 points for area denial, yeah. So Ryan's up to 13 victory points, and he's gained a CP for discarding the other one.
Absolutely. And at the start of Alex's next turn, he's just stormed up by 2 additional CP for having that wall up. Straight in there.
Excellent.
And what are we on this round?
Engaging on front.
We're engaging all fronts and no prisoners.
No prisoners. Okay, so still a killing objective. In no prisoners. When you find them. So Alex is scoring 4 primary victory points for holding 1 objective at the beginning of his turn.
Right.
Which is old One Eye over there, because Ryan has done his little trick with his venom, which allows him to re-embark the squad back into the venom at the end of the turn.
And by doing
so has caused himself to be out OC'd on that objective.
Brilliant.
But Ryan really just wanted the protection of the venom for the incubus, because the incubi squad is very fragile.
Yeah. Yeah, they're a bit of a glass cannon unit.
Yeah. As are most Eldari.
The most dark Eldar units.
Looks like the Tyranid warriors are coming out. The Zoanthrope squad, or one of them at least, is coming out to shoot now. They, like I said before, have a las cannon shot each.
These are going to hurt.
They're well in range of that raider in the middle of the board.
Yeah. I think the centre of the board is about to get cleared up.
Possibly it might just change hands and then change hands again in the bottom half of the turn. Is the other Zone Throat squad coming out as well? Probably. I assume it will. I can't imagine Alex will keep him in reserve at this point. He needs all the shooting he can get on the board. All the shooting he can get. He's got 4 CP, so he needs to spend them.
Well, yeah, he's racking them up. I'm going to be honest, I prefer to spend my first couple of turns, getting as many as I can.
Yeah, but then you need to spend them and make those.
You absolutely do. I've had a few games where I've ended up with 2 or 3, 4 CPs left at the end because I've been a bit too conservative with them.
Yeah.
But they are a resource.
Like you say, the change to 10th reduced CP count a lot.
Yeah, made a big change.
0 to begin the game with, and just gaining 1 per turn, and then whatever special rules you can find to gain a bit more.
Yeah.
So they are quite the precious resource. But stratagems also cost a little bit less than they used to as well.
They did for the most part. They only won, aren't they?
There's no
Yeah, I think.
threes like there used to be. There used to be some threes.
So I think we've got the Hive Tyrant is going to be hopefully getting rid of Jazar and that Venom by his own. By the looks of it, he's going for
Is
it.
he going to kill the Venom and then charge the unit that falls
Yeah,
out?
we've got the old one-eye bugger it off into the centre of the board.
On camera. So the
The
Execute's
X-Queen's
firing.
opening up.
I imagine he's firing at that Raider in the middle of the board. It just seems like such a juicy target right now. Because if he kills that, that is a Raider, right? If he kills that, a squad of Cabalites will fall out, ripe to be killed. And he's got no prisoners this turn, so it's all about killing.
This is it. Get as many of those soft targets done as possible.
Does he need 3 units to max that one out this turn? 3 kills?
That'd be it, yeah. Yeah, 2
Or is
per
it
to
2
max
because he's
5.
playing tactical? I can't remember.
Well, no prisoners is only a tactical one, and it's 2 per unit to a maximum of 5.
Fair enough. So 3 kills will max that out.
3 kills
and
will
will
max
also
that out.
set him in good stead for the primary objective of kill more than your
More
opponent.
than
Yeah.
Ryan, yeah.
So hopefully, he'll be in pretty good place. That's 4d6 plus 4 damage dealt.
Oh,
That's a big,
that's a big hit.
Does not the vehicle that's been destroyed does not explode, so now Ryan has to roll to see if anybody inside dies.
And sadly, that
Looks
gives
like
him
2
battle
mortal
shock
wounds
as well.
have been dealt to the squad inside.
But they're not even mortal wounds, are they?
They are
Flat-
they are
flat-
mortal wounds.
Are they mortal wounds?
Yeah,
They're not
so
flat
if
casualties.
you've got multi-wound models in there, it's not quite as
Okay,
crushing.
it's not quite as devastating.
Yeah, if you lost multiple Terminators falling out of a dead Land Raider, you'd be quite crushed.
Absolutely. Now it looks like we've got opened up one of the raiders at the back of the board. So we're not even working on that centre squad at the moment.
It's the Raider in the centre of the... Oh, have they shot all the way across the board?
Oh, no.
No, it's
No,
the Raider
here
in the
we
middle
go.
of the board.
It is the raider.
They're only 24 inch
The one that
range,
makes
those zone throats.
total sense.
Yeah, Ryan's just getting his unit out before he takes the model off so that he can make sure they disembark wholly within 3 of the transport.
Yeah.
Which is the new rule. In 9th, it was within 3 and you could sneak a little bit extra with your base size.
That's it. I could already see on one of his Cabalites the one of the birds that I remember him trying to stick on there during the last event.
The very fragile
Oh
birds.
boy. Yeah.
Is it falling off?
I'm pretty sure he spent more time resticking that bird than painting the entire army at this point.
Well, he was still painting this army on the morning of Saturday when we started this tournament.
Talk about down
He
to
was
the wire.
finishing off the vials. On his
Some
homunculi.
vials. Yeah. It was some minor details though.
Yeah.
He's
But important details.
but important details.
Every detail's important. Especially when you're going for best painted army.
Mm.
And now Alex is targeting the other Zone Thrope squad at the Ravager next to the Tantalus.
He's just ignoring the Tantalus.
He's chosen to ignore the very large Tantalus, which honestly has probably less firepower than a Ravager.
This is one of the strange things about it. It's a great gun, but it's
It has a nice weapon profile, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But it is tougher than a Ravager, and the Ravager has 3 Dark Lances on it, which
Well,
is
this is
very
it.
dangerous.
This is it. He's getting those soft targets gone.
Yeah, I
say
think
soft.
I would agree with Alex's target priority here.
Yeah. I mean, we're saying soft
All
targets.
4 have gone through again, so this is another 4d6 plus 4 damage. It's far more than the wounds of a Ravager, even with a rather average roll. Did it explode or did it just die? Yeah. So
That's
two squads of
telekinesis, Bridge.
Two squads of Zone Thropes have now mind bulleted 2 Eldar vehicles off the board
2 Eldar.
in 1 turn.
That's it.
I'm glad for Alex that they're working out better, because in the game against me, his Zone Thropes didn't hit at all.
Oh, really?
They
That's a
really
rough one.
struggled. But that's just how the dice go sometimes. That's me. Two failed armor saves for Ryan. 12 damage has been dealt. That's another dead Ravager, I believe. Was that a Ravager back there or a Raider?
Where are we looking?
It's this, up here it was.
Ah,
It's, I believe this, I don't know what it is. Neuro Tyrant, maybe?
okay.
No, not a Neuro Tyrant. That's one of Ryan's. I don't know what shot that, I'm going to be honest with you. But whatever it was, it did 46 damage and killed it.
Well,
It might have,
might have been a
it's that, yes,
Tyrannofex.
it was the Tyrannofex,
Yeah,
yeah.
very
Of
good
course
odds it was a Tyrannofex there then. It's been a pretty heavy hit for Ryan so far this turn.
It's been a punch and punch back game so far, hasn't it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, Alex gave Ryan very few targets in his first turn to deal with.
Yes, well, that's part of your deployment strategy, isn't it? You choose which you want to make available for your enemy to attack.
And we've dropped a CP for a reroll there.
This is armor saves, failing again for Ryan, because Drukhari don't tend to have very good armor saves. Ooh, the Venom has been killed by the Tyrannid,
This is
the Prime.
a lot of the speed in Ryan's army is being dropped. They're up to 4 units destroyed so far for Alex.
Ryan's now getting his Incubi and Dressar out of that dead transport.
There we go.
So
that's
Alex
4
is now
more.
spending a CP to give himself a 6-inch consolidator instead of the 3-inch. And
Right.
he's moving on to the objective to therefore hold it because the squad that just got out of battle shock.
Battle shocked and
They can't hold an
not
objective.
holding anything. Oh,
Yeah.
hang on.
Oh, it looks like Alex needs to actually go back and do a different thing.
Alex
so that he
appears
gets
to have
engaged on
realised a
front.
mistake with his engage.
Yeah. Yeah, he was supposed to send Old One Eye towards Ryan's deployment zone
Yeah.
to gain engagement on fronts. You need 3/4
I like this one.
minimum. So he's using his 6-inch consolidator with the Prime to push him up into that core of the board. So he can't make it far enough because you have to be, I believe, 6 inches into the quarter to score that one.
Yeah.
And he's not in the quarter and he has a 6-inch move, so he can't make it. So I think he's gonna have to go for the objective instead. And at least hold the objective.
Well, yeah.
Or I think he's actually chosen not to spend the CP.
I was just keeping
he's
that.
keeping the CP, he's not consolidating at all.
Yeah.
So I don't know if Joe took the CP off him then, but it should put it back if he has. So it looks like he scored the full 5 on no prisoners, the full rack, killed more than 3 units. He's choosing to keep his engagement on front so that he can get 3/4 maybe next turn.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, he can't gain the extra CP because he's already gained it.
He can't
so
gain it, so there's no
he's not gaining
not
anything.
necessarily a point to discarding it.
Yeah.
So Ryan is holding 1 and holding more objectives, so he gains the full 8 full primary points this turn.
That's not bad.
And then he's looking for the other 8, the other half, the kill units half. how many Raiders and Ravagers does Ryan have left? 2, I think.
Not many. This is the answer.
Looks like one Raider over there on the right, on the far right-hand side of the board.
And we've got a Raider on the far back,
Is
which
that
is
a Raider
just
or a Ravager?
yeah, it's a Raider. You can see the dizzy cannon on the front of it.
Fair enough.
It's just hovering off camera.
So is that 2 Raiders he's got left then? No
So,
Ravagers. His Ravagers have been killed.
Yeah,
That is
yeah,
a
they're done.
big blow to
That's a big blow.
Ryan's, firepower.
Ryan's decided he wants the centre of the board, so he's parked a bus in the centre of it.
That's what the Tantalus does.
A fun bus, but yeah.
Yeah, it's a big distraction.
Yeah, and Ryan's objectives this turn, we're looking at assassination, so we're going to be hunting those characters, which is...
That's old One Eye.
That's
right
old
there.
One Eye, and I suppose we'll see if he's got anything that can deal with the Hive Tyrant on the other side.
I don't think he's going to be able to draw line of sight to that.
Well, he's got that Incubi and Jazar under that rubble,
Oh, of course, they
Yeah.
are in there, yeah. They are in that
so they might give it a good go.
Jazar died.
Oh, we missed
The
that
Death
little
Leaper killed Jazar.
nugget. We missed that.
The Death Leaper killed Jazar.
Hmm.
How bizarre.
No, fair enough. Well done, Death. Well done,
That's
Death
Ryan
Leaper.
hearing us commentating and correcting us from across.
Absolutely, but every little bit's helpful.
It's done at the beginning. Overwatch is done at the beginning of the movement or charge. So they're now debating whether Overwatch is done at the beginning or end of the movement. I do believe it's at the beginning because it has to be at the beginning, otherwise charges wouldn't work. Yeah. So Alex is going to spend a CP to Overwatch with his Swarm Lord, I believe. And he's going to do that on the unit of Incubi, I think.
Yeah, and much like Alex's last turn, Ryan's on engage at all fronts.
Right.
So
that's why
he's going to be
moving
trying to get
aggressively across the board.
some board coverage going on.
Yeah. And like I said, Alex has decided to overwatch the unit of Incubi when they moved. Because as you can now overwatch in the movement phase.
Yep.
So this is his shots with his overwatch.
Sorry, Bridge, I just missed that. What is it that's overwatching?
So the Incubi squad moved out from under that building towards Old One Eye.
Yep.
And he's decided to overwatch it with a Swarm Lord.
Oh, okay.
So this is this many AP1 attacks. 1 fails. An Incubi dies, I believe. Oh no, he's taking it on the Clavex.
Yep.
So the Clavex has got a wound remaining
There we go.
and stays alive. But now the Clavex has to be killed first when they take another wound.
Yes, it does.
Interesting choice. But that is that's a classic tactic from the Eldar of 9th edition with the Exarchs with the extra wounds.
I always remember playing yours and it being an absolute nightmare, thinking I'd actually kill the squad. Especially
the Shining Spears with that extra wound because they're on a bike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to find that I'd not quite got there.
Yeah. 4 wounds on a Shining Spear Exarch in that edition. That's character level now.
Absolutely.
Oh, here comes the whatever that flyer. What is that flyer again?
The Razor Wing.
Razor Wing. Here comes Ryan's Razor Wing. I don't know where it's going to come in. Looks like it's on Alex's side of the table. There it is, just peeking in the bottom of the camera. Ryan making sure it's
In a
pointed.
prime position to be knocked off with its gigantic acrylic stand.
Yes, on a rather large.
Rather large. It's a beautiful stand.
Well, that's why it won the
It's
competition.
absolutely why it won the painting competition.
But yes, the base done up in epic scale.
Yeah.
To look like to really bring home the height difference.
Mm.
Hopefully, he'll move it somewhere on the table where we can see it on camera.
Yep. Oh, there we go.
Oh, there's
That
the back
Razor
of it.
Wing. Perfect. Fantastic camera work by
That's the
VMG.
view you want of a Razor Wing, really, isn't it?
Pardon?
That's the view you want of a Razor Wing. You want it flying away from you. That's the
You're
one
lucky
you
to ever
want.
get that
Yeah.
view.
Yeah, by then it's probably shot you already. What weapons does it have?
I think we're about to find out one way or another. Pardon?
Ryan scored some primaries, and Joe's not scored them again on the overlay. He needs 8 primary points for his turn 2, because he had 2 objectives for 4 and more. So 4 and 4 makes 8.
4 and more. So we're just going to get those victory points corrected up on the screen.
Yep. At the beginning of the round, you score 4 for holding an objective,
Yep.
and you score another 4 for holding more than your opponent, which Ryan did at the beginning of this turn. Are we now taking points away from Ryan?
We're just adjusting our scoreboard. We had a few points popped to the wrong places.
Are you sure? Oh, because that's the secondary side.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, secondaries and primaries, keeping them separate so we know
Fair
when
enough.
either player's maxed out.
Yes, because secondaries and primaries max out at different levels.
They certainly do.
You can only score 50 points on your primaries, and you can only score a total of 40 points from your secondaries. There's another view of the Razor Wing, a bit more from the top this time. Looks like Ryan's also deep structured Scourges onto the board. They are over there on the far right of the table. He's brought his Scourges in and they've got Haywire, so he's hoping for a vehicle keyword, but it turns out Tyranids don't have vehicles. As it turns out, Tyranids aren't vehicles, so Ryan's Haywire is not going to be as effective as so. He's got the Scourges with the 4 Haywire launchers in there, which is a great choice normally. But Tyranids just happen to be the one army that don't bring vehicles.
Yeah.
At all. Alex is spending a CP on Feel No Pain. Giving his unit a 5-up Feel No Pain, just to soak some more of those wounds that get through.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not a great save roll from Ryan there. Oh, it's a 4-up Feel No Pain. No, it's a 4-up save and then a 5-up Feel No Pain. His Shredder only got 1 auto hit and failed to wound with it. Very unlucky.
This is that one
He's
unit
at
that
-1
really
to hit
doesn't
because
have a
they're in
target.
cover, because the Zoanthropes have an aura of cover. In case you were wondering, that's where they're getting cover from, even though they're out in the open.
Oh.
The Tyranid Warriors are in cover, because the Zoanthropes have a 6-inch gain cover.
Is that the Zoanthropes or the Venom Thropes?
It's whatever these las cannon things are.
Okay.
The psychic ones. They might be Venom Thropes, you could be correct.
I remember that being a Venom Thropey thing from way back when.
Then in which case I've been calling them Zoanthropes the whole time, but they're actually Venom Thropes.
Well,
Don't
even
blame me,
you
I don't
can't be
play
perfect
Tyranids.
all the time,
I've
Rich,
never
hey?
played Tyranid army. You're a Tyranid fan, you should have known. Right, Ryan's had a rough round of fire in there. That unit's done almost nothing. The blaster has missed. The blast pistol is not wounded.
Nope. No, but that's the nice thing about this edition now. I mean, even though it is rough when you have a bad turn and the dice don't favour you, with Ryan racking up victory points in his first turn with the extra 4 for killing more units.
Yep.
Could well swing with Alex now.
Well, yeah.
Keeps him interesting.
I find it often happens in games in 10th edition that it flip-flops back and forth quite a lot. Having said that, I'm not a top-tier tournament player, so maybe that doesn't
Absolutely
happen
not.
at the top-tier tournament tables. just approaching about halfway through the
Halfway through the round.
So we've been playing for about an hour and a half now, nearly an hour and a half. Ryan's firing a hex rifle at Old One Eye.
Hmm.
Don't know what that does, but it appears to be doing nothing.
So Warriors take some damage.
It looks like they've saved. It was just a splinter pistol. That's a 1. The Scourge is going to shoot now at the Tyranid Warriors, I believe. Oh no, he's doing the Raider instead. One hit, one wound from the Splinter Cannon, and they've saved it. These Tyranid Warriors are soaking up a lot of firepower.
They're doing all right, aren't they?
Well, with the combination of Alex having cut down the amount of shooting coming out of Ryan's army, and the feel no pain on those Tyranid Warriors, they're turning out to be, and they're in cover, of course, so they're turning out to be quite tough.
Yeah, it's leaving Ryan in a bit of a predicament.
He will struggle if he can't start making some impact. And that's 2 failed saves, going to feel no pain. 1 saved there, 1 goes through. Feel no pain coming in
Very handy again, is it?
Yeah. And we're getting through 3 more wounds from the rest of Ryan's shooting because these units just never seem to run out of guns.
Ha! Well, it's always
passed
deceptive.
another feel no pain and lost 1 more Tyranid warrior.
It's always deceptive with Drukhari, though, because they tend to run gunboats. Every time they fire something without firing deck rule, it just seems like the shooting goes on forever.
Yep.
There's always another thing coming out the top
It's a
of that
10-man
boat.
squad of Cabalites inside that with all manner of weaponry.
All manner of goodies.
If they're Trueborn, they're even more. I don't think they made it into the 10th edition index, did they? It's just Cabalites. But the Trueborn of 9th edition used to have every special weapon they could do.
Everything they could possibly want.
Yep.
They had all the toys.
I assume they'll come back with the Codex in 10th edition. We'll see. Ryan just trying to decide what his next shooting is. I think he's picking out a target for his Scourges with those haywire launchers which have no vehicles to shoot at. They do still have devastating wounds innately though, so 6s will still do.
6s will still hurt stuff. Not as reliably, but it will.
It's not the, is it 3 up for a vehicle on haywire? Or 4 up?
It's good, I can tell you that
It's
much.
good.
I've been hit by it before.
For damn sure.
It's, that'd be anti-vehicle 4+ with dev wounds,
4 up.
but damage 3.
So that means half of your hits go straight through to 3 mortal wounds against vehicles. On average.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely fantastic against vehicles for a little squad of 5 Dark Eldar with wings.
Oh, and we've got a lovely shot of the back of Ryan's head as he's floping over the dice box thanks to that wiggle.
Ryan's ready. Expertly lit by the lights provided by Velocity Media Group.
Don't look towards the light, Ryan.
Ryan just totting up all his resources still at his disposal. questioning his opponent on what the saves profile looks like on those venom thropes, and not liking the answer. It sounded like of a 4-up infant. And of course they're in cover.
Yep.
Always, because they provide an aura of cover.
Yep.
Or they provide an aura of -1 to be hit. I might be wrong. I might be wrong about it being.
What are we looking for? Venom thropes.
Venom thropes. You said they were called venom thropes.
I was. Got distracted by looking at other things. Interesting game going on.
It's very interesting, yeah. I'm enjoying watching it so far.
Oh wow. It's both.
It's both. Cover and a -1 to be hit, so stealth and cover.
Stealth and cover, but if it's a monster nearby, the monster doesn't get stealth. The monster only gets stealth.
Monsters get the benefit of cover.
And everything else
gets both stealth and the benefit of cover.
Yeah.
Which, of course, is a -1 to be hit and a +1 or -1, +1 to your armor save.
Yeah.
For a split second there, I wasn't sure if cover was reduction of AP or a +1 to your armor save.
It's been a long
The
weekend.
end result is the same. I just wasn't sure which exact modifier it was.
It has been a long weekend.
Especially for me, because I didn't get any sleep last night.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, I tried, just couldn't get to sleep. And I'm sure everyone wants to hear about my insomnia.
If it makes you feel better, I was out like a light.
That does sound like you, Tom.
I was like a Windows computer shutting down.
And Tom's unconscious. Wow, look at that save. Everything's a 5 or a 6 except for a single 2.
Fantastic.
2 damage for 2 feel no pains, and he saved 1 on the feel no pain as well. Takes 1 damage. 1 damage from all of that.
That is old one eye giving him the
old one eye giving him the
finger.
old one finger. Deary me. A Dark Lance coming into old one eye. Is it going to hit? It's a hit.
And it's
It
going
is
to
a
wound.
wound.
Well, let's see if the saves stick with him. Oh, it's out
If
of
we
the
get
box.
the dice in the box, here comes D6 plus 2 damage.
Ooh.
8 damage. Whoa, the
That's gonna
full
sting.
8. We're looking for some feel no pain rolls here from Alex. Yeah, he needs this to come up big. He's saved 2, leaving 6. Old One Eye is down to a single wound remaining. That was a big Dark Lance hit.
Yeah. After a solid round of saves, just moments before.
Yeah. He's going to use the Razor Wing to shoot Old One Eye.
Okay.
Oh no, he's using his Splinter Rifles from his Camelites first. They're going into the Warriors over there. Ten wounds going into those Tyranid Warriors.
Well, they've got the
Splinter
bonus of cover,
Rifles.
so hopefully that's going to help.
They are Splinter Rifles, so the save is pretty good. They've got the benefit of cover because he's shooting across the middle of the table.
Yeah.
So there's only 2 fails there. Oh, 3 fails. And he's passed 1 on the field, no pain. Takes the 1 more damage there. Now he's taken a wound from an eye burst, which is from the... Is it the Lemayan in the Archon Court?
No, well, I'm sure it's not.
It's one of the members of the Court of the Archon that has a eye burst attack.
It would be the Medusae.
Ah, the Medusae. Yeah, the Medusae is used as, and that's so the thing with that does is it causes you to take a battle shock test immediately. So if you fail that, you lose access to stratagems on that unit.
Yeah.
Lose your OC. Can be a very handy little tool there.
I do thoroughly enjoy manipulating battle
Yes.
stock in the games.
Yes. Well, I feel like that's a bit the focus of 10th edition, because OC is the new thing for this edition, isn't it? And yeah, the idea of comparing your OC rather than comparing whether you have the rule of holding the objective or not. It's much more interesting.
Absolutely.
This is the Archon throwing his blast pistol into, managing to hit with a reroll. Failing to wound, but getting a power from pain reroll on that. So he has made 1 wound. And Alex has saved that on a 6. This is the shooting from the Razor Wing now. And Ryan has chosen to split fire. He's putting 2 Dark Lances into that Tyranid Prime. Both hitting. They're going to wound on 3s. They're both wounded, -3 AP. He's passed 1. And failed 1. He's going for a CP reroll.
Oh,
and he's passed it
box
with a
cars.
CP reroll.
Fantastic.
That's fantastic, because with the split fire now, Ryan can't do anything more to that.
Nope. No, he's safe.
And now these shots are, I believe, coming into the Venom Throats. Or Old One Eye, I can't remember what he said. No, it's a Venom Throat. And this is now the poison missiles, I think.
Ah, okay.
3 shots. So with blasts, a few extra shots. And we could see the results if Ryan didn't put his hand over the box. That many hits. Looks like about 8, 6, 8. These are poison 2-ups, so they wound on a 2-up. So 6 wounds. There's no AP, so it's the normal save. Ooh, he's not done well. Save 2. Kills. So he's killed 2 Venom Throats with that missile.
It's not bad.
It's a pretty good.
Not a bad result from that one.
1 was wounded already. I'm down to 1 wound. So
Well, if you think about everyone gone, and 1 less las cannon to worry about next
it
turn.
is, exactly, yeah. That was a good shot, though.
And I get the feeling they'll be turning those bulbous heads around for revenge in the next
I wouldn't
turn.
be surprised if the Exocrine shoots that thing down.
Oh, really? I suppose we'll find out soon.
And if not the Exocrine, the Tyrannifex. Unless Alex decides to put those into the Tantalus, who's now invading his deployment zone. Destroying the terrain on the board. So the Tantalus is measured from the hull, making it a simply ginormous.
Ginormous. Yeah, it is. It's a big one.
If you need to cover 2 objectives, the Tantalus is quite good at it.
There we go. We've got the cabs and incubi into Old One Eye.
They have made their charge and gone far enough to go round Old One Eye. Ryan does have to be careful now, because if you can, you must go base to base with the model you are charging. If you can, you must go base to base with the model you are charging. You can go around it, but you have to end up base to base, and every model that has the range to make it base to base must go base to base.
Must go to base to base.
Every single model, if they've got the range to do it, you have to wrap him. Just correcting Ryan on his charging. That's a 9th edition charge you just tried to do.
It is a 9th ed charge you just tried to do.
This is 10th ed.
It's nice to see that they
They've
dealt with
changed
a lot
the
of
wording
the
just a little bit. Yeah,
the
you
nonsense
must
of
go
the
base to
movement.
base if you can.
Yeah.
When you can't go base to base anymore, you can go base to base with your models
Yeah.
to get to so they're still in the fight. Because the Tyranids overhang the bases, so they're really hard to go base to base with. Tyranids have to charge sideways. I believe Alex just spent a CP to give his old one eye fight on death on a 4-up.
Brilliant.
He's got 1 wound left, so he's probably going to die here. So the gamble isn't that much. It's just the gamble on the 4-up whether it
I
comes.
hope the 4-up
I
goes.
hope it comes up as well. I can't believe they have to roll, to be honest. Space Marines get to fight on death. Just because.
But they're not Carnifexes.
Yeah, and I think Carnifexes should fight on death even more than Space Marines. Alright, will One Eye survive? He has died. It looks like
Such
he
a
failed his
shame.
fight on death roll.
But he does
But
death
he
throw.
does death throws, so this is effectively explosions for Tyranids. Monster explosion. So that was a battle shock test that Ryan forgot to ask his opponent to roll when he charged him. Yeah, apparently Old One Eye does not have Deadly Demise.
Oh. He just slumps
He
to
just
the
falls
ground.
over. Maybe
How
he's
dramatic.
too old to care anymore.
That's it. Joints are knackered.
Yeah.
I
well,
sometimes feel like that
Old
too.
One Eye's been around for quite a while, hasn't he? As I understand it. Ryan just noticing now that he's given away engaging on fronts.
That's both players having had done that this round.
In the same turn. So
In the
that's
same
fair.
turn.
Balanced. Fair and balanced.
I think Ryan's overlooked a couple of things this phase. There's some soft targets to get rid of for those primary points.
What are you thinking of?
Well, a single barb gone for a start.
Does Alex still have a barb going over there?
There's
So
still
he
one
does.
barb gone right next to
Holding an
those
objective.
scourges. Yeah, Ryan's got some pretty hard targets. I mean, he has got his old one eye, but his shooting has also been somewhat crippled.
His shooting
this
this turn wasn't great, and I think a big chunk of that was 2 Ravagers disappearing in turn 1.
Yeah, that hurt. He's leaving Alex at the moment on 4 kills for this battle round to Ryan's 1.
Ooh, really?
Yeah,
so
for Old
Ryan's
One
probably
Eye.
not taking that one this turn.
Oh no, not this turn.
So Ryan has just charged in with the Tantalus, which does some mortal wounds on the charge. 3 in this case.
And we'll get a tank shock in there as well.
Now he's also spending a CP to do tank shock, which is where you roll the strength of your weapon in this case. And is it 5 pluses get mortals?
5 pluses to a maximum of 6, and he's rolled not great. 2
Two
mortals
more
from
mortals from his tank shock. That does not kill a venom thrope.
No.
They have 3 wounds. Probably not the result Ryan was looking for, but every wound helps, I suppose. This is, I believe, the Tantalus fighting.
that. Oh,
Oh,
rough.
he's failed
Rough
all 3
combat there for the
wound
Tantalus.
rolls. This is Alex's warrior squad, which are They don't have high damage, they just damage 1, but they do a lot of attacks.
They do a lot of attacks, and I believe these warriors are stuck fighting some racks at the minute.
Possibly. So it's a lot of attacks. It's a lot of dice.
It's a lot of dice.
It's 13, I think I heard Alex just say. 13 wounds.
There we go.
13 saves, that's them there. Behind the Tantalus. Stuck in deep with those racks. Homunculus covens.
Absolutely.
This is Ryan saves. Looks not great. Not terrible.
Mm.
And is this the reroll or is this a feel no pain? And the Tyranid Warriors have managed to kill all 5 racks.
Yeah.
And that's the 5 racks being removed by the remaining Tyranid Warriors. And like I said, they're just an absolute...
That's good.
They're a meat grinder, those Tyranid Warriors. And that's another kill for Alex this turn.
It is.
Yeah.
It absolutely
Racking
is.
them up.
There's absolutely no coming back
That's
to reclaim those 4 points
That's
for
the
Ryan this turn.
Tyranids' 5th unit kill this turn.
5th unit in a single turn.
In his opponent's turn.
And it's a rough one. It's a rough battle round. But
Well, like we said at the beginning of this, it's the more middling Tyranid profiles versus the high damage but very fragile Eldar.
very fragile Eldar. It seems working so far, but we are only at
Turn
the end
2.
of Battle Round 2. Things could go massively differently soon.
Battle round 2, and it's taken them over an hour and a half to get here.
So we've got these 5 points for Assassinate.
This is for Ryan. Drukhari.
So we've got 3 points on that.
3 points on Assassinate or on Engage on all fronts.
Ryan's just doing the maths, so we can double check. But it was 5 on the Assassinate.
5 on the Assassinate. So that's 5 on the secondary for Assassination.
And 3 on
3
Engage.
for Engage on
3 on
all
Engage, 5 on Assassinate. And at the end of the battle round, let's rack up those kill counts.
Who got the kills? For the
So both
primaries?
players did manage to kill a unit, which is worth 4 primary points apiece.
Yep.
But Alex absolutely stormed
Absolutely
ahead.
Stormed the kill count by 4
Yeah.
units.
And
But 5 total, but I think 4 more than Ryan made. I'm not sure. Did Ryan get any other unit kills that turn that I missed?
no, I think it was only Old One.
Old One Eye.
Old One Eye.
Yeah, he's done a lot of damage to the Tyranid Warriors, but left 2 on the board. So Alex has drawn for this turn Defend Stronghold to add to his Engage on all fronts. So Alex will need 0 on primaries because he's got no primary objectives. So Alex is not holding any primary objectives at the
Second
moment.
turn in a row. I know, because of Ryan rebussing his Incubi, he did actually get them last time.
So Alex, rather, the Tyranids need to take control back of their home objective, his turn to score defend stronghold, which is take and hold your own objective.
And he's retained and engaged on all fronts from last
He is
turn.
keeping engaged on all fronts. So it seems that Ryan has made a problem of the Tantalus that Alex now must deal with.
Yeah, he hasn't got much of a choice.
Yeah.
So there we go. We've got an updated scoreboard now.
So that should be correct for this.
Yeah, so out of the gate, Ryan's taken a pretty early lead with those points. However, he has taken a bit of a
26
battering.
is not a huge...
Not a huge one. Not a huge one. It's definitely something that can still be pulled back.
Absolutely. We've been in far direr situations and pulled back quite close in games.
Well, no, we can absolutely...
7 points, not a huge...
no, it's not a huge thing to swing, and Ryan did take a bloody nose in that last turn.
Exactly. So I feel that, the difference is going to tell in the later rounds of the game with the difference in resilience of the two arms. Let's not forget, Alex still has quite a few of those venom throats on the table, and they've been absolutely the MVPs of his arm.
Yeah, they've been doing some heavy lifting.
The Carnifexes have done a plenty good job of staying alive for a while, taking a lot of firepower, but the venom throats have been punching.
Remembered his engage on all fronts this turn.
And he will be getting it. As long as he keeps his Exocrine over there in that bottom left quarter. I have a feeling that Alex will fall out of combat with that Tantalus and then shoot the hell out of it.
I'd expect so.
So if he falls his Venom Throats out, so what I think he should be doing here is putting them on the objective after falling out of combat to gain more OC.
I've got a feeling he's going to charge that Exocrine him.
Possibly.
He's got the zone throat
do you think, well,
in
he
this
needs,
building at the bottom left.
I see.
So he can always bring that for engage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the OC of an Exocrine?
It's a good question. Not one I have any immediate
all I'm
answer to.
saying is that he doesn't need to kill the Tantalus, he just needs to outnumber it.
Yeah.
It's only got a 5 OC, the Tantalus. So Alex is doing I believe, an outflank here.
The OC4.
So the Exocrine gets him most of the way. He just needs the Barb Gaunt and something else on that objective.
Just needs those Venom Throats then. To just rock on backwards. And
I think the Venom Throat should have fallen back onto the objective. And it looks like Alex will now be engaged on all 4 quarters of the board because he's brought in his outflanking unit in that back quarter.
Yeah. Those little Neuragaunts.
Little Neuragaunts sneaking around.
Yeah.
There they are, back in the back top left corner of the screen there. Just snuck onto the edge of the table.
And here we go.
Here comes some more warriors.
You know what? I completely forgot there were warriors under there as well.
There's another squad of warriors. Welcome to the next blender.
The trap was sprung.
You have activated my trap card. Tyranid warriors in this building.
Yeah, absolutely.
Indeed. That is a big blob of warriors that have just come out of that building.
I think Alex's plan is, rather than take back control of the objective, is to just kill the Tantalus.
He appears to be wanting to just kill the Tantalus. I thought this might be what he wanted to do, but
because even when the Archon's court gets out,
to me, it would have been a hedged bet to put the Venom Throats on the objective as well. But I think he wants to keep them in the cover.
Yeah, and with the Archon's court,
they do have to get out. That's true. They could debus onto the objective as well.
Yeah, but they'll be battle shocked, so they won't count for anything.
That's true. Yeah, automatically battle shocked. Nothing you can do about it. This is the big Tyranids gun. He's got a rerolls 1s activated thanks to his other buff. Unfortunately. 3s to wound it. He's wounded. It's a big minus. I think the Tantalus has an invuln.
I think most Dark Eldar tanks do.
I think so. Power from Pain gives him an invuln. Right? Power from Pain gives him an invuln. Is that not right?
No, Power from Pain gives you rerolls. Okay. So in the movement phase, it allows you to.
I'm sure it used to give them an invuln. 6 up. I might be thinking of 9th edition.
I think it might be it used to have been a shrug way back when.
Whatever it is, the Tantalus has failed its save
Yeah.
and taken a big hit of damage.
Taking a very big hit.
Here comes Ryan saves on his invuln. Failed one. Four wounds remaining.
4 wounds
Tantalus
remaining on
after
that
shot.
Tantalus. Not a lot to go.
He's got the little gun on the
The little
Tyranids
gun
now.
on the Tyranifax.
Spine banks, it's called apparently. Do we think this can chip 4 damage off a Tantalus? I mean, not entirely impossible. It's only a Dark Eldar vehicle.
It is, but it's still, it's as Dark
Toughness
Eldar
10.
vehicles go,
Toughness 10.
the tougher end of things.
2 saves. He's managed to make 2 wounds.
Doesn't make any
And
odds. For
Ryan has failed
now.
both those saves. He's now down to 2 wounds on his
2
Tantalus.
wounds left.
He might be able to charge the warriors into that and kill that.
Yeah.
I think those 2 warriors could probably do that. This is Ryan picking out which models to die from a little bit of shooting gone into those Cabalites. Saw that coming. Here come the warriors into the Tantalus. They've charged into the back of the Tantalus. They're still on the
2
objective
wounds left in his
because
Tantalus.
the Tantalus is so large it bridges 2 objectives on this map. They're still on the middle objective.
It is.
While it's on the front objective.
And bear in mind, those objectives are 20 inches apart, centre to centre.
Those are 20 inches apart, and that Tantalus is bridging nearly both of them.
So that's 2 CP being spent by the Tyranids.
Yeah. I believe he gave them fights twice. So Alex turns out not being able to spend the 2 CP because his squad is battle shocked. Because they've joined fight with the Incubi.
Ah.
So he would have had fights twice, but he has been unable to spend those CPs. That might be a key moment.
Might be a key moment, but
this is Alex decides his priorities for his melee attacks. He's decided to put 4 of the 6 into the Incubi, which is the right choice, because you absolutely want to get rid of them. And 2 of those warriors will be attacking the Cabalites, which are of no particular threat in melee. And Alex has used his malign presence on Ryan's Quicksilver, which causes it to cost an extra CP. It's up to 2 CP costs. So a little bit of a trick there from the Tyranids, just making it harder for Ryan to use his nice... I think Quicksilver is -1 to be hit. It's Quicksilver reactions. I think it's -1 to be hit. I think it's the same as lightning fast reactions for the craft worlds.
right. Seven
He's got sustained hits on this attack and not with all those 6s. Another sustained hit on that, so that's 8 extra hits.
Yep. Running out of dice here.
He's going to have to dig deep. And this is now all the hits. He's wounding on 3s because his strength exceeds the toughness of those Incubi.
Yeah, I'm not sure the Incubi walk
I
away
don't
from
think
this
it
one.
matters that they didn't get the fights twice. I think that's a dead squad. Count them up. That's how many wounds. Oh wait, there's a reroll. Because those Tyranid warriors are twin linked.
Yeah.
21 total
21.
wounds dealt to the Incubus squad, the Incubi squad, with an AP of 1, I believe, on those warriors.
It's a good bucket of dice.
And
Oh,
that is
that's
squad.
not friendly.
That is a very dead Incubi squad. Like I said, these guys chopped through a Redemptor with not much of a...
Without breaking a sweat.
Yeah. And now they're going to be 2 more swinging in against those Cabalites.
Yeah, but there's not a lot of Cabalites left to soak it up.
No, I think 3 died in the shooting. Ryan defeatedly collecting his dice from the dice tray. And this is just 2 now attacking the Cabalites, but they still have sustained hits.
3 more sustained hits. He's done a
more
really
extra
good roll
attacks
with these this time.
hits. And he's re-rolling that one.
And it
again,
goes into another 6.
sustained. Lovely. Not that I'm rooting for the Tyranids or anything.
No, of course not.
It's nice to see a squad doing what they're designed to do.
Yeah.
"11 wounds made. AP2 on the Tyranid warriors. Brutal. And the Cabalite warriors have died as well. Wiped out. 2 units of Dark Eldar wiped out in the same attack.
Yeah. It's a pretty solid turn. Just keeping that sustained death.
Well, here's another lesson learned from the previous tournament that Alex attended. He only had 1 unit of the Tyranid warriors. Now he's brought 2.
So we've doubled the warriors. We've doubled the zone ropes.
The venom ropes.
We've cut the...
We've cut out
the little gribblies, G-Sealers.
A lot of the little swarms.
Yeah,
The G-Sealers are gone. The Patriarchs, or the Broodlord, sorry, is gone.
Yeah.
So he's kind of traded out G-Sealer melee for Tyranid warrior melee, and it's turned out to be a wise investment. This is him going for the attacks on the Tantalus. Looks like no wounds so far.
Nothing's going through. This is grim.
Nothing has managed to scrape through that toughness 10. Because they had to go for 6s.
Unfortunate.
Here comes the Tantalus swinging back into the Tyranid warriors. Both. So the turn rolls over and both players gain a CP. Tantalus takes a battle shock test and passes it. Alex is now activating his trap card, the Tyranid rule where everyone now has to take a battle shock test.
Yep. Immediately.
Are the Drukhari leadership 6 up? I do find this rule a little underwhelming. Armies tend to have good leadership. One objective held at the primary, so that's 4 points. He controls 4
8 points.
objectives for
8 points for Ryan on primary at the start of his
So he
turn.
holds 1, it gets in the 4 points, and he holds more than his opponent, which is another 4 points.
And there Ryan's 2 objectives: secure no man's land and defend stronghold. Given that he's already in control of 4 out of 5 of the objectives,
It does seem like he'll probably defend stronghold.
he doesn't have much to do this turn except try and kill things.
Just try to. I think he needs to thin out those venom throats more. But I don't know what he's going to do it with. Because Ryan moving his scourges up in that corner.
And just on the off chance you can hear us, we're still recording. We've had a little bit of a sound issue in that we've lost
Technical difficulties.
technical difficulties. We've just lost the sound coming into our headsets, so we will catch up with the game as soon as we can hear it again. It's
Battery pack issue.
always interesting. The one thing I will say with VMG is as soon as there's a hitch, they are straight on it.
There we go. No, it's fine.
Okay. So I'll tell you what.
I haven't seen anything happening just yet. It looks like Ryan's trying to figure out his turn.
I'll tell you what, Mr. Bridge, if you don't mind, you stand up while this is getting resolved. I'll go keep it out on the table and make sure I'm keeping you informed as to what's going on at the table.
Just done 5 rings to the X-Screen with a blaster. Here we go.
Here we go.
Here Ryan goes. Drukhari go burr.
So,
Right now it's the Cavalite squad, I think, shooting.
okay, fantastic.
I don't know what exactly is being shot because I think he's shooting the venom throats because he's requesting an invuln.
Well, we just had these few little issues to deal with, but now we're back in the form. I'm going to figure out what's going on very shortly.
Yep, we're catching ourselves up. They were shooting at the
here we
venom
go.
throats. There's a venom throat dying.
See, they're the zone throats with the big brains. The
Oh,
venom throats are
sorry.
the tentacly ones.
My mistake. In which case I was correct the whole
Tentacly
time when I was calling them zone throats.
Yeah. Yeah. Venom zone.
I see. Very much different.
Oof.
So that's Feel No Pain coming in strong for Alex, saving all but 2 of his zone throats in that barrage of firepower just there.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting what happens in the next couple of turns. With Ryan having so much control over the board.
Well, he's
But
certainly everywhere, but I wouldn't say he controls it
No,
very
he's
well.
running out of units. Everything's a bit frail.
Yeah. As we said, Dark Eldar, good at shooting, don't last particularly long under fire.
And with the Neurothropes just off screen to the top right, there's a good chunk of Tyranid infantry just sat up top.
Well, I believe he's now shooting the content of that raider at the Neurogaunts. Yeah, I think his long-range firepower is coming down here at the Tyranid warriors, and his short-range firepower is going into those Neurogaunts.
Right.
There's a Dark Lance coming in at the warriors. He is wounded. Big -3. It does 6 damage. Straight through their armor save.
That'll do it.
This is a splinter cannon. They are infantry, so it still does get its splinter. 2 attacks, that -2 armor. Kills another with a splinter cannon.
Huh.
This is just high AP firepower killing these Neurogaunts with no attempt from, no possibility of Alex saving them. One has managed to roll a saving throw.
Oh, brilliant.
One Neurogaunt has survived a shot. Saving throw of a 6 up for a Neurogaunt.
Well.
So the barest amount of a save.
The barest amount. Now we've got the splinter coming in.
Commonly known as the Orc T-shirt save.
Yeah. There we go. He's got his 6 to keep one of them there.
He's kept one Neurogaunt alive with a save. It's the Node Beast, by the look of it.
Oh. Well done in remembering that one. I'd completely forgotten the Node Beasts are in there. To be fair, this is the first time I've actually seen Neurogaunts.
The actual
on the field.
Neurogaunt unit is 10 Neurogaunts and a Node Beast. So it's actually 11 models, which I found interesting.
Yeah.
It's just a strange number of models. I don't know if the Node Beast is any tougher or stronger, but it's definitely a bigger model.
Yeah.
They're obviously new with the Leviathan box set. We're now moving over to Ryan's Scourges, I believe. They again have Haywire, so
They again have Haywire, so we've got some dev wounds in there.
there is
Just
some
not as reliable.
wounds. I think it's a multiple damage as well. Is it damage 2?
The Haywire,
Yeah.
3.
Damage 3, wow.
Yeah, it's solid against vehicles.
So if you did roll a few 6s,
Yeah, it's gonna do some hurt.
decent damage. Looks like he's decided to instead fire his Raider first. Save the Scourges for later. Here's a Dark Lance coming in. Hitting and wounding. Big -3, but it's a 5-up save. Failed it. D6 plus 2 -1. So a total of 3 damage dealt there. Which isn't too bad. It leaves the Tyrannofex on 13 wounds.
Still some work to go.
Yeah. That was an attempted wound from a blaster pistol, but didn't make it through the toughness.
No.
Gone are the days where blast pistols used to wound pretty much everything all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alex has managed to save on his armor and then save the damage on the Feel No Pain. Nothing getting through to those Venom Throats. Passing all his 4-up invuns there. These Venom Throats are absolutely soaking it up.
Another.
No wounds coming from Ryan.
Nothing coming through.
Venom Throats absolutely passing their 4-up saves. Here comes the Razorwing shooting, I believe, next. Which is still alive back there at the bottom of the board, just out of shot. Just out of shot because the flying stand is so tall, it takes it out of shot. Looks like Ryan's going to split fire his Razorwing again. It worked so well last time. So Ryan's split firing his Razorwing.
Fantastic.
Again. It worked really well the last time he did it.
And what are we targeting with it?
The Exocrine, I believe, is the first thing up with his Dark Lances. I'm not entirely sure what he's putting the other shots at.
We're targeting the zone throats as well.
Yeah.
With the neurotoxic missiles.
So he's putting the Dark Lances into the Exocrine first. Wounding on 3s, getting 1 wound. He's going to CP reroll that 2 to get 2 wounds out of it. -3. So he's got 6 up saves. He's not passed either. That's a big problem. That is
a dead
13
extreme.
wounds. Done.
Oh. What were we saying about flyers?
Well, I mean, it's working out.
It is working out.
It's really just anything with Dark Lancers on it.
Well, yeah. Dark Lancers are just so good at the minute.
They're just
D6 +2 on the damage.
yeah.
High AP, high strength.
Yeah. Yeah. As Space Marine players, we probably can't complain too loudly.
No, we have the Lance.
Gladiator Lancers and Repulsor Executioners are in that region.
Yeah.
And this is into the zone tropes. Taking wounds now. Which is what Ryan needed to do, I think. Start taking away these last cannons.
Yeah.
These big hits.
Well, that's what hurt him all last term.
Yeah, big damage.
Big hurt last term.
So this is 4 wounds coming in. No AP, but it's a 4-up invuln. 1 damage per wound done. And he killed another Zoanthrope with that. Even so, the flyer doesn't seem to have done that much. It's killed a big model and a couple of Zoanthropes.
Wow.
It's not bad.
It's not bad at all.
It's not bad, but it doesn't feel overwhelming.
No.
Alex is spending a CP there. I'm not sure quite on what. Overwatch, I see. That would make sense since it is Ryan's turn. So this is an Overwatch. He's got
Not
3 hits from his Overwatch from his Venom Thropes. No wounds.
Awful on the wound roll. What a shame.
Because he's chosen the multiple attack profile at
Yeah.
slightly lower strength, so more chance of getting hits, but less chance of making the wounds.
And that gigantic bus of a Tantalus makes a charge again.
Makes a 1-inch charge forwards, trapping a Venom Thrope between its 2 front guns.
Those Scourges appear to be attempting to finish off that last Barb Gaunt who's been hidden off screen all game.
Or they're manoeuvring up behind the Tyrannifex. I'm not sure exactly why, but with devastating wounds, they could hurt it. Yeah, it looks like he is going for the Barb Gaunt, as he said.
I'm going to be honest with you, Bridge. Looking at the board now, there is not a lot left.
This has been
on either side.
A brutal game of killing.
I hadn't really taken stock of it until now, but there's not much left.
I'm not sure quite how many kills Ryan's made of units this turn, but it feels like quite a number.
He's up to 3.
Right? Yeah. That's pretty good when you're down a few units already.
Oh yeah, and they've just racked it up to 4 with that Barb Gaunt.
Just finished off a Barb Gaunt with a bit of firepower, yeah. And then charged into a Tyrannifex.
Well, that's it. I mean, I suppose at this point of the game,
harms its shooting.
Both forces aren't exactly overwhelming in their numbers.
True.
Ryan with his focus on his vehicles, the Tyranids with the focus on the warrior sort of brood stuff. So at this point of the game, things are being held by not a huge amount.
Yeah, yeah. With the loss of that Exocrine, no, Alex still does have engagement on fronts. Did he score that last turn?
He did score that last turn. That's ticked off.
Good. But he does still have the Gaunt up in that corner.
He does have 1 Gaunt. Who knows? Maybe it'll investigate signals next turn.
If that comes up, that would be a lovely time for Alex to get that. Looks like he's lost another Zoanthrope. Venom Thrope or Zoanthrope? I'm still not sure.
They were Venom Throats.
Right.
It's okay.
It's a venom.
Venom throats of the tentacles.
Right.
Zone
I
throats
just
of the brain.
couldn't quite see whether he had a tentacle from here.
Okay.
I don't have finely tuned tentacle vision.
That's a lie.
How dare you?
You know when you want to make a joke and you know you shouldn't.
I've done one of them already. The Tyrannifex has killed 2 of those Scourges and discharged it.
Certainly has, and now it's he's trying to keep them engaged, really.
Well, those Scourges must be there to just prevent that from firing. But can monsters fire out of combat, Serin? So just harming its firing profile a little.
Hmm. Yep. And 3 for the defend. There we go. There we go. We're entering round 4.
2 in his battle round 4. Yeah, so entering the top of battle round 4, Tyranid's turn.
And what are we on objective-wise?
He has discarded an objective and drawn 2 more. He's got Bring It Down. And I'm not quite sure what that one is. I can't quite read it. He's got Storm
Hostile Objective.
Well, that's everywhere. He's holding 1 objective, so he gets 4 victory points for that.
4 victory points in his primary.
Yep.
And we're getting 4 victory points on the primary. If you wouldn't mind adjusting the counter for us.
There we are. So Bring It Down this turn.
Bring It Down's not a bad one. We've still got, what, a Raider and a Ravager left on the board, and the Tantalus,
I
obviously.
think it's 2 Raiders. Or is that a Ravage?
Oh, no, there are 2 Raiders, and we've got a Tantalus. Actually, that's a really good one for Alex to have got on this turn.
Yeah, potentially. A Tantalus on 4 wounds. 2 wounds, sorry, yeah, because he did do 2 more.
He did do 2 more. What was the starting profile of wounds, Mr. Ryan? 18. So that thing alone's worth 4.
16 damage has been done to it, and it's worth 4 points. Scoreboard operator Joe correcting all his missed CP expenditures. Alex here struggling to get round that Tantalus to try and get that objective because it's just so large.
There we go. We're just getting through those plans of these first bit moving phase. Top of round 4.
In these last 2 rounds of the game, when you've got just a few units left, it can be important to make sure you get these moves just right.
Yeah, there's not a lot to do.
There's not a lot to do, but you've got to make them right. Yeah.
Yep, 100%.
Yep.
I think we can see where those 4 Tyranid warriors are going.
They are definitely going right up the back of that Tantalus.
Yep, 100%.
Hopefully they'll have enough attacks to overwhelm the needing 6s to wound it. Yeah. We'll see. It only needs 2 to get through, and they've got -2 on that attack, so...
Yeah, I mean, for 2 wounds, they should be able to do it.
They should be able to. Yeah, I mean, we could talk about statistics all day long, but when the dice roll, the dice roll.
The dice roll. There we go.
It looks like Tantalus has been killed.
Lovely.
I think it was a Venom Thrope or a Zoanthrope or something.
Yeah.
Maybe a Psychic Power. I don't know. I just know that Ryan failed to save.
We're struggling
and it's
to
dead.
hear a little bit at the minute.
Yeah.
But we're doing our best to keep you in the loop.
But look at those blue spotted nids.
There we go. We just had confirmation from Alex that was a Zoanthropes
Smashing
into that Tantalus.
Does make a lot of sense.
Mm.
But look at those blue spotted nids. Look at that paint scheme.
I love it.
Yeah, lots of detail.
Patience of a saint to get all those dots in.
Yeah, probably not a paint scheme I'd do.
No.
I appreciate it. I just wouldn't do it.
Here we go. I think we've just momentarily lost. Oh, there he is. There's Ryan popping up from back underneath the table.
He's got to collect
picking up his Court of the Archon.
He's collecting his Court of the Archon so they can get out of the Tantalus.
Fantastic.
With their wits not about them because they are now battle shocked.
Now they are battle shocked. Which is not a bad result for that.
Not terrible. Not terrible at all. Although I'm not quite sure Ryan can legally disembark like that.
What makes you say that?
They have to be wholly within 3 inches of the hull of that Tantalus.
Mm.
I think those furthest out ones are a bit more than 3 inches.
Yeah, look at him. He heard us. He's correct him. He's happy. Good boy.
It's like when you're playing a game being recorded and commentated live, it's like having a friend looking over your shoulder, pointing out every little mistake you make.
Friend.
Oh. Or someone you don't like.
Conscience. Oh, there goes his beauty.
Oh, Ryan's had the unfortunate result of 3 mortal wounds being dealt on the disembark from the destroyed transport. So, and being Dark Eldar, a lot of his models only have 1 wound.
Yeah,
so.
there's a bit of a sting for that one.
Yeah, big sting. The Urgul, I believe, has multiple wounds, but he's chosen to keep it alive.
Looks like we're moving on to the Zoanthropes in that building to the left. They've been hunkered down there all game.
The other squad, and they have been shooting their heart out. They're using the small attack profile, and I believe they're going at that Raider over there.
It's a bit of a way for 24 inches.
Well, I think the small shots might be longer range, or maybe that unit has a longer range. I'm not sure. I'm no Tyranid expert. When I play a Tyranid, I just trust what they say usually.
Well, it was unsuccessful, that attack, so on to the next round.
Checking the charge range on those warriors. Looks like Alex is choosing not to charge into the Archon's Court. The Archon's Court, of course, full of special rules.
Full of them.
They do have fights first, so even on the charge, you will fight second. He's made it happen. And Ryan's exploding. It killed an entire Venom Thrope with the explosion.
Yeah. Yeah, so the Venom Thrope's gone.
And so is the Razorwing.
There we go.
Good kill,
Ryan
though.
is clearing up the back of his board now, but that's two
good kills.
vehicles down.
2 good unit kills.
So it looks like Ryan has almost already maxed out his bring it down. Not Ryan, Alex, pardon.
Right.
So
that's a big turn then.
That's a big turn. We've just had 4 come out of that Tantalus with it having over 15
of
wounds,
course.
but not quite 20.
Well, the Razorwing must be worth 2.
Well, it's 2 minimum plus the 1 for having 10 wounds.
Of course.
So we're looking at a 7-pointer.
What's the maximum on Bring It Down
8.
for a turn? Wow.
1 off.
Okie dokie. That's
One
a big
off
one
that
if you can max that out. There's
Yeah.
not many you can get 8 from in a single
No.
turn.
No, not at all.
And Ryan's army just happens to be one of those perfect armies to get Bring It Down against.
Bring It Down's a good target.
Mm.
Fantastic choice for against Ryan's force.
I'm surprised Alex didn't choose to play fixed and take Bring It Down.
As a possible fixed objective.
Yeah. Possibly he looked at it and didn't like the second choice.
Well, this is it. You might have one really good fit, but if you've got no others,
Yeah, then it's probably worth playing
it's not
tactical
great.
instead.
oof.
11 wounds at AP 3. That's going
There
to
we go.
hurt.
AP3. So a 6-ups on these cabs in the
6
middle.
up, that's his invulnerable save. Because even a Dark Eldar gets at least a guaranteed 6 up.
Absolutely.
He's
5
passed
dead
2.
so far.
He's
Passed
passed 2 on that
He's got a lot
already.
more saves to make, though.
Well, that was only half of them.
There you go. So there's the cabs dealt with, and now we're on to the Archon's
Now we're on to the actual corp, yep. And this is going to have to be slow rolled because they are vastly different models.
Yeah.
Every model is a different profile, save, wound count.
There's a
That's
Medusa
the
gone.
Medusa dead. That's a
Good
save.
Fantastic.
So, Alex trimmed another Cabalite squad.
Oof. So that caught the
That is
Archon
all
got stripped
dead.
back.
Yeah, they were riding that Tantalus like kings all game, and they have now been brought low in a single flash.
swoop.
Yeah,
A big hit for him.
the Archon could prove to be surprisingly tough, though. He does have that Shadow Field save,
He does. He does.
which can be reliable, can be unreliable. Hard to say.
Yeah, it's usually, let's be honest, it's reliable. But it's always at the most inconvenient times that you'll get that one.
I have played Ryan on 2 occasions in the past where he's failed the first roll, and the CP reroll has also failed, and he's lost the Shadow Field on the first save he's taken. Oftentimes I see people run Archons where they take the normal save until they're down to 1 or 2 wounds, and then start taking the Shadow Field save.
Right.
Just an interesting way around of doing it. I don't know if it's better or worse one way or the other. I'm sure someone out there has done the maths on it.
And if you have, let us know.
Yeah. Put it in the comments. Get in the comments. And there's Ryan putting the battlefield back together after his Tantalus smashed through it on the way through.
The Scourges are going to try and tickle the Tyranids.
Tickle the Tyranids to death. It's not going to happen.
No.
He's got 2 more to go. Nothing happened. The Tyranids is now going to donkey kick these Scourges to death.
That's a good slapping.
That looks like a solid amount of wounds. Can Orion save any Scourges? He's got one alive.
Single Scourge.
So Alex has just been a little bit unlucky there and not quite killed that squad off his Tyrannofex. Does leave him still in combat, still suffering a penalty to shoot.
Yeah.
And here comes the start of Alex's turn, and again, he has no objectives held.
No. 7 on Bring It Down.
7 points for Bring It Down. That's pumping up Alex's secondary score quite nicely.
But sadly, no storming of the hostile objective.
He hasn't managed to get on one. I think he was relying on the Warriors making that charge into the back of the Tantalus, but he's managed to shoot the Tantalus to death instead.
Yeah.
And then Ryan's got out in the most awkward position.
Yeah.
As you would.
Extending that charge
As you
for
would,
the Warriors.
absolutely, yeah. It turned out to be a 10-inch charge for the Warriors, and the Court of the Archon would still fight first, so Alex has chosen not to do that. You see, the thing about this now is that if you see all these markers that Ryan's been putting on the objectives, that's every time
point.
he's...
apologies for interrupting you, Bridge. We're just moving on to Ryan's turn.
Yeah.
We're on 8 for the primary for holding 1 objective and more objectives.
He absolutely is that.
And just to confirm with Ryan quickly, we've drawn no prisoners and Bring It Down. Spot on.
No prisoners and Bring It Down for Ryan now. You see, from as I was saying, these markers that Ryan's been putting on the objectives are when his Cabalites have made them sticky objectives.
Yeah.
Now, all Alex needs to do is get anything onto the objective, but he's just been struggling to get that presence on the board.
He absolutely has.
Yeah, Alex has just spent 1 CP. He's down to 1. I'm not sure what he spent it on. Ryan and Alex were whispering in each other's ears rather than talking to us. They've apparently formed a close friendship during the course of this game.
In spite of the several microphones we've put around them, somehow they're keeping secrets.
They're keeping secrets from us. It's always nice to see people bonding over a game of Warhammer.
It is. There we go.
So LeMayan has now been killed out of the Court of the
Archon's
Archon.
taking a bit more of a beating now.
I believe the LeMayan was lethal hits. I believe the Slythe is the fights first.
Ah, okay. Which is why he's keeping it
He's
in now.
keeping that one, yeah. That's one of the strongest.
Yeah.
You don't find that very many times in the indexes.
No, not at all.
So we've got a rather rude raider just arrived in the middle of the board.
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
There you go. So you've got Scourger sitting on the flanks ready for a raider to replace them.
He's putting the Scourge back on that objective, even though it's sticky. It's got a little bit of OC on it. And he's got a Haywire launcher, so he can shoot from there.
Yep.
Oh, no, he doesn't actually. Unless he's not the leader. The leader of the Scourge doesn't have a Haywire launcher.
I think he's left one with a blast pistol.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
The Solarite, I believe, is what their leader is called.
Well, every day's a school day.
Well, I know you're not the biggest fan of Dark Eldar.
Or Eldar.
Or Eldar.
Period.
Or Inari, or Harlequins.
No. If I had to choose to play against one form of Eldar, it would be Drukhari, though.
Right? Why is that?
I've just always enjoyed those games more.
Right.
I always found them awkward and pernickety, but I always find Drukhari a little bit more straightforward than the rest.
Having watched this game and having a Craftworld's army myself, Eldar Craftworlds tend to change all the rules that everyone else is established with, whereas Drukhari just using the rules to their own advantage.
Yeah.
And that could be less frustrating, I could see that.
Yeah. Drukhari are just good at what they do.
Yeah.
There's nothing more frustrating than coming across someone that just makes your force worse.
Interestingly, of course, they're a psychically active race that doesn't use psychers. But definitely psychically active.
Definitely.
In the lore, of course. Not on the tabletop.
Here we go. 7 saves to those Tyranid warriors. Let's see what's rolling.
Coming out of the raider.
Coming out of that raider.
Yeah. Two damage has gone through to the warriors. I think that finishes one off. No, it's just putting one
just
down.
hurting him. Just hurting him,
No,
making him
has
bleed.
killed, it has killed one.
Well, there you go.
Killed one and moved a wound over to another. He saved that one. Heavy-handed players nudging the dice tray.
Yep.
Just sent one of the
Can't
technicians in
trust them, can
to
you?
correct that.
Yep. It's an important job, but someone's got to do it.
That's what we call Joe, and we're not calling him Joe. One of the technicians.
One of the technicians. Our servo skull in the corner, flipping around. The grot in the works.
Gremlins. I assume we're still firing the contents of that raider.
Well,
that was a blaster.
Yep.
This is
It's
a
a
Dark
Dark
Lance.
Lance
This
now.
is the Cabalite squad shooting out of it.
yeah, this is absolutely a Cabalite squad.
Ooh, he's passed his save against the Dark Lance. That's always helpful.
Oh.
Mm.
And look at that.
Oh.
Doesn't care.
Ooh, 2 sustained hits for Ryan. Ryan there, re-rolling a successful hit in an attempt to get a 6.
Yep,
To
to
take
generate
2
another
more
hit.
hits.
I'm not sure that's a...
It's maybe not wise,
No.
but it's an
Ryan.
aggressive risk. We like an aggressive risk take.
We do. We do.
I think he's desperately trying to get rid of these warriors before they muller the unit that's in that raider. Honestly, Ryan might have done enough damage there.
Might have.
Yeah.
Nope.
Although...
the saves have been pretty on form this round.
This is another disintegrator cannon. This is the other raider shooting.
Are the Tyran effects this time?
Four wounds remain
Desperately
on
trying
that
to get
Tyran
these bring it
effect.
down points, but
Well, yeah.
with Alex having crippled the big guns in the first turn, it's not going not going well.
No. 6 Dark Lances is a big loss. They are the absolute reliable damage dealers against high toughness in Ryan's army. And of course, he's still got Dark Lances because he's got them in those Cabalite squads, but they're just harder to get to and kill.
Yeah.
Which, obviously, why Alex has
No, they absolutely
chosen
are.
his targets. Here comes Ryan charging in. He's going to do a tank shock, spending a CP for a tank shock.
He's giving it a go.
With a Raider, it's not the strongest vehicle in the game.
You know, it's a good little lucky mortal wound roll.
It might do. There's only 4 left on that Tyran effect.
There is only 4 left.
And that's Ryan rolling his charge range not into the dice box, just in case anyone missed
Just
it.
in case.
It was rolled onto the table. Dark Eldar, get the grenades keyword. I haven't seen Ryan use the
I haven't seen
grenade
it.
strat.
I'm pretty sure Kabalites would.
I would imagine they have plasma grenades.
Yeah.
But they might not. I don't know. Here comes Tank Shock. That's a dead Tyrannofex.
Fantastic. That was a lucky roll.
6 dice getting 5 5s. And he's managed more than 4 mortal wounds on a Tank Shock with a Raider. Oh, I must have been mistaken about the amount of wounds Tyrannofex had left. He's still got a few left. But that was a brutal hit.
Apologies, folks. We just need a TO call, Mr. Bridge. We've got some scores to record. We're being called over. So you guys, you've been in charge of that all
I'll go actually run
weekend.
the tournament we're at.
Yep, and I will take over trying to commentate on this. Okay, so we're looking at combat now. The Tyrannofex takes some tickly bits from the Raider. Oof. There we go. See if this Tyrannofex is going to take any hurt. Oh, we're not looking at the Tyrannofex. We are looking at the zone thropes from the Archon's unit. We just got rid of one of them. Ooh, solid combat roll from that Archon's unit on those zone thropes. Let's see if they can bring them down. And there we go. There's that other zone thrope gone. There we go. Tyrannofex smacking back against that Raider. There we go. One move from that Tyrannofex is that Raider. And it's going through. Single wound left on that Raider. Looking a bit precarious. Okay, so the extra points are going to Alex at the end of this battle round. So it's 4 for Ryan on his primary. And 8 for Alex. It's closing up that gap nicely. Yep. Okay. Secondaries, Ryan. Okay. So, great. 4 points on secondary for Ryan. Fantastic. There we go. We've got both players just discussing their secondaries, what their options are. It's one of the nice things I find about Dakka rallies is even when the game's going And obviously both players want to do their best and come home with victory. They're both happy to talk things through, figure out what the best course of action might be for each player to sort of give them the better chance. And I suppose it's because all's fair in love and Warhammer. Everyone just wants to see their opponent have as good a game as them, I suppose. It's always nice. It's what we like about the Dakka. There we go. Assassination. And there we go. So we're rolling on with a storm hostile objective and assassination for the Tyranids this turn. Unfortunately for the Drukhari, the Archon is looking pretty vulnerable right now. So we'll see what's happening with that. The storm hostile objective we've already completed. Those Tyranid warriors taking off from that raider. Here we go. We're now discussing that shadow field. There we go. So it looks like the Tyranids effect is going to be opening up on that core of the Archon. Right. These last two turns getting very interesting. Everything's so close. I mean, we're a difference at the moment of 6 victory points in it. Both players have almost maxed their primary points. Both players have, I wouldn't say it's the highest scoring secondary game I've seen coming into round 4, but it's certainly not bad. But it's definitely a close game. There's absolutely room for Alex to tighten this up. Here we go. So this raid has gone straight down to 6 wounds. Here we go. Just discussing through that storm hostile objective again, making sure that Alex can keep it at the end of the turn. Okay. I mean, it's a good job we're entering battle round 4. We have got 20 minutes left on the clock for these two to get their 5th and final round done. We'll hopefully be getting done just before it. There we go. Also got the Archons taking some hurt now. And then the rupture cannon straight into them as well. A double sustained hits. There we go. So 4 hits off that rupture cannon to royally overkill that core of the Archon. But what we want to see is those shadow field saves. There's a slide, so double shadow field save. Oh. Ah, must have been incorrect. Those 2 mustn't have wounded. And here we go. Here's the murder shot from the zone ropes. Let's see if we can get rid of this Archon. Ooh. Yeah. There we go. 7 wounds on the Archon on that shadow field. Here we go. Let's see if that shadow field works out for him. 1 down. There's a second one gone. And there goes the Archon. I think every time I've seen Ryan use our shadow field, it's either the first or second roll it fails. Once. There you go, just reporting that it did once survive the onslaught of a Terminator squad. But the best thing is for Alex, that is his points for assassination. And another 2 units on his tally, both the Archon and the Court. Okay, seeing if these Tyranid Warriors and Swarm Lord are slopping into the middle, carving up that Raider. Okay. Nine damage straight onto that Raider. So he's gone. There we go, and a nice deadly demise from that Raider blowing up. Let's see how many survive the explosion. And he's managed to get away with all of them. Well done. And that'll be the 3rd unit on Alex's tally for this turn. we go, dropping into this final turn now. So there'll be 8 points on primary. It will be the end of the turn. So as long as he can maintain hold of them. So still working on bringing down. And extend battle lines. That shouldn't be a difficult one for Ryan to achieve this turn. Alex, just to double check, at the end of that turn, you did kill the Archon, didn't you? You did, so we've got Assassinate for 5. So let's get those 5 up on the secondary VPs. So all Ryan's looking to do in this little 5th and final turn is to get as many monsters dead as possible. The Wanderer returns. Is the rest of the Dakka Rally going well?
Yeah, everything looks good.
Fantastic.
There's one other game just wrapping up now.
Well, as is this one. Ryan's just entered the bottom of round 5.
Beautiful.
His cards are extend battle lines. He's already on it.
Yeah.
And his other one is bring it down. So he's just got to kill as many monsters as he can and make sure he's on those objectives.
There's what, 2 monsters left?
2 left. The Tyranids on, I think, only a couple
5,
of wounds.
I think.
5 wounds.
Yeah.
And then the Swarm Lord, which I think is still at 8.
Wow.
So neither are particularly soft targets for him. Here we go. And this is where everything falls apart at the final moment.
Can't make a hit stick.
Absolutely not.
Auto hits from the shredder. Down to 4 on the Tyranids.
Down to 4. If you can do it, it's a 4-point Gribbly. 16 wounds.
Splinter Cannon's just failed to draw any. So judging by the points now, it's a very tight game.
Yeah, it's really not far. I think Ryan has cinched it. Right. As it's the bottom of round 5.
Yeah.
So Alex can't score any more at this point. So he's on 67 to
Ryan's
70 so far.
That says 68. Oh, 70. Sorry, I can't add up.
There we go. It's okay. It's what I'm here for.
I'm sure it said 42. I don't know how it could possibly, though.
Down to 2 on that Tyranids. Can he finish it off?
This is Ryan listing off the things he's firing at everything. It's a miss with a reroll.
Here we go.
The blaster's hitting
Those
on a reroll.
rerolls are biting him now.
Needs a 5 to wound. That is not a wound. The Dark Lance misses. Hits on the reroll.
There we go.
It's a wound. 4 pin run saves it.
There we go. Swarm Lord's all right. Our Swarm Lord's just taking
The
nothing.
Swarm Lord is ignoring
Absolutely
him.
nothing.
Beautiful.
There we go.
He has managed to kill the warrior, but he didn't put a single scratch on the Swarm Lord with all that shooting.
Not a jot, or the Tyrannofex. Oh, I mean, he hurt the Tyrannofex, didn't kill the Tyrannofex, so...
Yeah,
which is
it a bit.
Yeah.
Ryan's charging in to try and secure this.
That's it. He's going to try and give
Doesn't seem likely to be done in the melee.
It's massively unlikely. There he goes. Ryan gears up for his last ditch charge.
Alex is spending his CP to overwatch with the Swarm Lord as they try and charge him. One wound belt on the overwatch. Kills a Cabalite on the charge in.
And let's see if the Cabalites can succeed where Darklands has failed.
Yeah. Phrase like that, it doesn't seem very possible.
No. No.
Do Cabalites even have enough attacks to get 8 wounds on that Swarm Lord?
I do believe they've got 2 apiece.
They got 2 each?
Yeah,
really?
I do think so.
Well, that's better than normal.
Yeah, exactly. But I suppose we'll see shortly.
But with no melee weapon profile except the leader.
Hmm.
The Cyberite.
Desperately scrabbling through his stratagems to see if he can help get that Swarm Lord. Here we go.
This is the Cyberite hitting and making no wounds whatsoever. And with that goes Ryan's last best hope.
We've got about 16 attacks coming from Cabalites.
With a profile much worse than the Cyberite.
Yep.
Much worse.
Who knows? He's just trying to get those last few points before the end of the round.
This is just weight of dice hoping to tear it down.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. With his power from pain, he's throwing everything he's got at trying to get these guys to tickle a Swarm Lord to death. See how well it goes for him.
I think those Cabalites are going to die to that Swarm Lord. That's my prediction for this fight.
100%.
One wound has been dealt by those Cabalites.
Forcing Alex to put down all of his attack dice to roll one save.
And Alex as well, the single saver made a 6. So just as your last insult.
Trying to jump the gun there with his Raider. Tyrannofex is going to give it a good kick in.
The Tyrannofex is going to donkey kick it.
There we go.
The Tyrannofex causes 1 wound in melee to that Raider.
And he gets it.
He's going to command point it. He's going to re-roll. Anything to save it? No. Can the Raider explode and kill the Tyrannofex as well?
No. No, it cannot. Is the answer to that one.
10 people inside.
Still got 10 people.
Will anybody die?
Yeah, one of them. 2 of them.
2 mortal wounds dealt to the contents. And they're battle shocked because they never thought that Raider would come out from under them.
Nope.
But it has.
And Ryan is taking the time to bring out these 9 models for the 5 minutes they needed.
Ryan is actually going to put them on the board, despite the fact that this is the bottom of the last turn.
The bottom of the last turn. But he put a lot of effort into painting them. I'd want to put them on the board even for 30 seconds as well.
This is probably the only time they've seen the board all weekend.
That's it. Get them their little claim to fame.
The only time they've been at that Raider all weekend.
Yeah. Oh, and one's caught a spiky bit. There we go. We saved him.
In his transport case the whole time. And he hasn't just put a new vehicle on the board. That is the dead vehicle that he hasn't removed.
This will be the last melee attack of the game coming from this Swarm Lord.
This should be good.
Happy, slappy.
He's missed enough. He's missed too many hits.
With a couple of sustains, but not enough.
But not quite enough to kill the whole squad. Still wounded with everything he hit with. With AP2, meaning that Ryan's up to a 6-up save.
Yeah. And there we go. So
that's the last
at
melee
the
attack.
Bottom of the
Battle
game.
round 5.
Let's get some points racked up for Ryan. That has been completed for his 5 points and extend battle lines. Yep, we're on 5 for extend battle lines, and on Bring It Down, we didn't get a damn thing. In terms of primary, I'm assuming you've got 4 and you're 4 more. Okay, and you both killed a unit in this battle round. Who killed more? I think it was Alex. Fantastic. Yeah, there's not a lot at all.
It's 8 for Alex.
And primary goes down to 2 for Ryan because he's maxed out at 50. No, he can only max out at 50. Yeah. So, yeah, we've got
close game.
82 to what, 75 there?
75, yeah.
5 points in it.
7 points in it.
7, sorry. Now it's my turn to mess the maths up.
7 points, though. That is a single card, an objective.
75 to 82.
That's a big bring it down or a storm enemy stronghold.
I'm going to be honest, it was more than likely going to be the lack of primaries for Alex in the first couple of turns.
Well, he's got to 48.
I mean, to be fair, we got to 48, so we can't knock it. That's nice to get the kill tally, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah. So return a primary and another card. Oh, fantastic.
Good game to both of our players.
Solid game, right. And with that, I do believe
that is
the end.
That is the end of the tournament.
Not of this game, but of the tournament. Yep. The entire Dakka Rally is finished. So, with that, we'll leave you guys to it. We'll quickly just say, though, it's been a fantastic weekend. Thank you to everybody for coming.
Absolutely.
Thank you to Velocity Media Group for helping set all this up.
Yeah.
And we will hopefully see you at our next event, which is on the
8th of October.
8th of October, Dakka Doubles.
Sunday, one day, doubles tournament. Should be a fun one.
Should be good. Tickets are on sale now.
Yeah.
All right. Well, see you next time, guys.
See you next time.